5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to half click to neutral, or a full click to first. First gear is all the way down. And I show you that in my book, but they'll definitely show you that in the MSF. And so it'll make more sense. It'll make more sense when you're doing that. So we're just going over the quiz here. A way to remember the engine start procedure is T-clocks, thumb, key, throttle, fine, C. Now, remember what T-clocks was? It was a pre-ride inspection, not an engine start procedure. So I don't think it's T-clocks, thumb, key, throttle. I think the MSF likes their acronyms. So I know it's fine, C. Once again, you can pause it if you want to go ahead and read that, but this will be in the book, and it's something you guys will talk about quite often, okay? So it's fine C. All right, the friction zone is used to control starting out from a stop, increase the ability to brake, help keep help keep feet stable when stopped. Well, to help keep feet stable when stopped are your feet and boots. Some really good boots that has some tread on them. So that's why it's important to wear the minimum gear that they recommend. And then also motorcycle boots have a really good traction control, or not traction control. They have tread and traction. All right, so increase the ability to brake the friction zone. No, that's going to be the brake levers. Control starting out from a stop. Remember we talked about the friction zone getting you from a stop to going. Once again, here is the information that you might need. All right, most of the motorcycle stopping power is related to it's what? Front brake, clutch lever, engine displacement. So a really high CC motorcycle, like you hear about the 1000 CC BMWs and you know the even like the bigger touring bikes or the Sportster 1200 or all these things. That's that. And then like a little Honda Grom, you know, 125 CC. The stopping power isn't related to that. Engine displacement is kind of related to how much power you have in terms of acceleration, or just anything. It's not stopping power. Stopping power, when you think about that, is going to be brakes. Okay, so clutch lever does what? It connects and disconnects the engine to the rear wheel. What does the front brake do? It does a lot of the power. Okay, so what happens there is that when you are applying brake pressure, so let's do this. Let's pretend that this right here is the front tire and this is the rear tire. So what happens when you apply the brakes? You see this in cars when they apply the brakes, it kind of dives down, right? So when it dives down, you're getting more weight on that front tire on the motorcycle. When you apply the brakes, you're going to dive down a little bit. When you slow down, you're going to dive down a little bit. So you get more weight on that front tire. And so then that is why you get more braking power from the front brake lever, because when you apply front brakes, it slows down that front tire more, it has more traction, okay? If you're trying to learn how to ride without a plan or a course or a class near you, my book, Riding Smart, takes you from zero to licensed rider and teaches you the plan method so you start seeing the danger early. Grab the book and start learning. All right, so front brake. Rear brake applies 30%, so you still want to use front and rear brake. All right, a motorcyclist generally divides a road lane into what? Okay, so when you're riding down the road and you have what? You can break them up into pieces, okay? So is it broken up into 2 parts? So it's like have 3 parts or 4 parts. In the book, they teach you lane position 1, 2, and 3, okay? So lane position 1 is on the left side, 2 is in the middle, 3 is on the right, okay? And we use that for the plan method. But I need to stop using my stuff. We're going to go over the MSF stuff. I'll stop with my stuff. But once again, if you guys do want to get my book, this is Riding Smart. It takes you through everything. It's a great book. And each one of these chapters has a QR code when it comes to what's going to be happening in that lesson. So I actually walk you through each lesson and teach you hands-on what to do. And there's a lot of bonuses in here. And this will go from zero, absolutely no knowledge what to do. You just got the motorcycle delivered to your house and you don't know what to do, to actually getting on the road and riding in a parking lot so that you can practice your motorcycle skills test. So just there's that. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I want you guys to focus heavily on the MSF. This is why you're here, okay? The recommended distance to look ahead to identify hazards is as far as you can see, 12 seconds or the 2-second rule. So the recommended distance, okay, I'm going to look as far as I possibly can. I'm not going to stick to just a 2-second following distance or 12 seconds. But this is going to be an interesting one. I believe, as far as you can see, and I've heard somewhere with 12 seconds. So let's see. That is wrong. See, I want to look as far as I can, but this is also a great opportunity to show what happens when you miss something. It still teaches you and still shows you what you should be looking for. So proper searching technique requires you that to scan 12 seconds ahead. That means to look ahead in an area it would take that long to reach. It provides time to prepare for a situation before it comes immediate. Now, for me, 12 seconds, how are you going to judge that? How are you going to judge that? How you're going to look at something and be like, okay, counting down to 12 seconds. Now, you know, that's the distance. For me, like I said, I want to look as far as I can see. As simple as that. I'm going to see as far as I can. And I'll keep coming back for me. But 12 seconds is the answer. All right. A proper technique for going over an obstacle is brake while crossing the obstacle, speed up prior to crossing the obstacle, rise off the seat. Oh, that's interesting. So in the book, and it's one of the exercises that you're going to be doing out in the parking lot if you're taking the actual course, you're going to be doing this demonstration. Okay, and they're going to show you how to do it. So remember what I said about braking? When you decelerate or brake, the front tire dives down. Do you think you want to dive down into, let's say, a speed bump? No, you don't. You want to be able to speed up so that the front end comes up a little bit. So they teach you to blip the throttle and then also lift up your butt off the seat. So this is going to be an interesting one. So speed up prior to crossing the obstacle. That's not the same as blipping the throttle. To me, that sounds like, hey, we're going 20 miles an hour. I see a speed bump 12 seconds ahead. I'm going to go 40. No, I don't think that's the case. So I believe it's going to be rise off the seat. Yeah. Okay. So there it is. So you see how it's like a test taking thing? They tell you to blip the handle or blip the throttle and then lift your butt up over the seat. So what that means when you're riding, and you're going to be doing this in the course, is that the reason why you lift your butt off the seat is because the moment that back tire goes over that speed bump, it's going to kind of buck you a little bit. So if you're sitting down and it bucks you, it's going to now lift you off the seat, but it's uncontrolled. So you want to go ahead and lift your butt off the seat just a little bit, like just a tiny, teeny bit. And what's going to happen is the back end's going to hit, but your legs are also an added suspension. So the suspension for the back tire is for the motorcycle. Your legs become suspension for you. So it's actually pretty cool. All right, here we go. Overriding the headlights occurs when riding too fast for conditions at night. The high beam headlight is not working. Oncoming car lights are aimed improperly. I say this all the time on my videos, and people are like, you can't ride faster than the speed of light. It's like, you're right, but that's not what we're talking about here. So overriding your headlights, if your headlights can only go 100 feet in front of you and you're going so fast, your total stopping distance is not, let's go ahead and do that. There we go. We'll bring that up. So if your total stopping distance is basically 150 feet, that means you're overriding. There's 50 feet of braking distance that you're going to be doing that are unknown. So you don't want to be riding too fast. So the high beam headlight is not working. The high beams help. Oncoming car lights are aimed improperly. That doesn't really matter. So it is riding too fast for conditions. All right. Once again, you guys can pause these if you want to go back and read what it says. So linked brakes are brakes that will not lock up, automatically adjust to surface conditions, cause both brakes to be applied if either is used. So will not lock up is anti-lock brakes. So anti-ABS. Automatically adjust to surface conditions, that's traction control. So there's going to be some really cool features on motorcycles when you start looking to buy a motorcycle. I only pick the ones that are safety features, so I get like a cheaper motorcycle. I have a Honda Rebel 500, and you're probably going to ride a Honda Rebel 250 or 300 in your class. Great bikes. I have a Honda Rebel 500. I've had a few other bikes, and mine comes with ABS. I paid an extra $500 on the sticker to have ABS, but it doesn't have anything else because I understand road surface hazards and gravel and how to adjust for that. But you might want to pay for a little bit extra for some of these rider aids. But linked brakes do not do that. That's ABS, and automatically adjust, that's traction control. Linked brakes sounds what they sound like. They cause both brakes to be applied if either is used. And you're going to find some motorcycle, right there, it even says some of that stuff. You're going to find some motorcycles that have that. So it's actually kind of cool. It's going to be something you're going to have to learn to adjust to. When it's necessary to respond to a close call, a rider should separate braking and swerving, brake first, then swerve, swerve first, then brake. So when it swerve first, then brake. Oh, 1 second. And now there's more echo. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Everybody having a good week, a good day? How you doing, everybody? Let's go ahead. Oh, let's not do that. Let's do this. Sorry about that. Normally 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Last live stream, I mentioned that my girlfriend's dog, 17 years old and 9 months, so 18, let's just call it 18, is basically in hospice care for the most part. So we've been dealing with that since, we took her in January 30th. We're now February 10th. That's when we found out all that stuff. Long story short, she's still alive. She's still alive, and but it's declining. So I see Tremoto in the chat. So he understands medical stuff and everything. So I'm coming from a medical standpoint on a lot of these things, and I'm seeing the trend of decline. I'm able to witness some systems of the body failing. So I mean, I've been doing research, I've been reading, I've been kind of doing a refresher course on my own stuff. Typically with the EMS, I'm usually there like at the very end of decline. So it's one thing to witness somebody go through decline. So those of you that have had grandparents and you've witnessed it, and you kind of in hospice care and you kind of witnessed some of that stuff. And I've had some patients in hospice care where you meet them at the beginning. We usually don't get called because then if they get transported, they can possibly get off hospice. That's not good. So basically, some systems have been, we've noticed for the last month, for like 2-3 weeks, noticed not wanting to eat as much. And I'm sharing this for a reason. I'm not sharing this because I mean, it's also nice that you guys are willing to listen. But there's a point to this because I do want to talk about constraints. We'll get to that. Started noticing about 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, less eating. So like just about 75% of what she'd only eat 75%, then it went down to 50%, and then now we're getting kind of like a third of what she would eat. So took her in, she started getting weaker, a little skinnier, obviously with the less calories. Took her in emergency care basically because she was kind of just like, now I don't want to eat. So I'm thinking nausea, did some blood work, kidney failure. That's what's causing it. So muscle wasting, nausea, the toxins that are in your blood when your kidneys can't function. So that's why people get on dialysis and everything. So it's starting to really kind of deteriorate the whole body, and now multiple systems are starting to be affected. So, the bones are going to start getting eaten away, the muscles are getting eaten away, organs start to fail. So throughout this time, I've been paying attention while she's dealing with a lot of the emotional stuff, and that's what I was talking about last stream at the beginning. So I've been paying attention to a lot of this stuff, talking to vets, talking with the medical side of things, explaining trends and everything. So now we're getting to the point where she's still hydrating enough, but her swallow reflex, the musculature system in the swallowing has gotten worse to where she's not wanting to eat at all. And I think just parts of the bodies are starting to shut down with the toxins and the blood not being the best it can possibly be. Now we're starting to see cognitive decline. So we're like seeing, looking, understanding cognitive decline, swallow reflexes diminished, continued muscle wasting, no fat reserves, with the electrolyte imbalance when it comes to kidneys failing, the liver has to pick up quite a bit, so liver's starting to fail, probably pancreas is starting to fail. And so a lot of jittery, a lot of neurological problems because now the brain's starting to fail. So the next steps really are going to be lungs are going to start to fail, the breathing. I'm starting to see, and Tremoto, you're in here, I'm starting to see a little bit of Cheyne-Stokes breathing. Couple rapid, big, long, pause, rapid, long, pause. Just it's constantly kind of doing that. And there's a few other different breathing patterns I'm witnessing. Nothing super labored right now. Um, but that's kind of the point. And so, like, what do you do? This is end of life stuff. And like I said, we're gonna get to the actual thing I want to say when it comes to constraints, getting into end of life. And so, when you see somebody that human or otherwise is relatively healthy, and you see these emergency things, it's like, okay, the body it can compensate, the body can hold on, and then while you deliver interventions like medications or some kind of therapies, the body will heal. Well, when you get to end of life, it doesn't matter what you do when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like the body's there's not enough runway for the body. And so when you're giving these interventions and doing this stuff, it's really just, it sounds bad. It's like prolonging the life, which is great. It allows you to grieve and say your goodbyes and have at least some good moments. But it's really about comfort care, and that's the constraint. And I'm going to tie this back to motorcycle riding. That's the constraint, because you can't fix the problem. So all the stuff you're trying to do, you want to fix the problem, but you know the constraint here is that it's not going to get fixed. So now, since that's not the case, what you're doing, it has to be for a separate goal. You have to come up with a new purpose, a new goal. And the one thing here is the new purpose, a new goal is obviously comfort care. So that's the big constraint there. And so to apply that, I apply that to, let's go ahead and let's just do this. So when it comes to constraints, I apply constraints to my life. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to share with you kind of like a conscious stream of consciousness, thinking of how I make decisions, how I deal with cognitive dissonance, and maintain the smart writer principles. So seeks and understands hazardous situations, maintains fundamental skills, acquires personal protective equipment, rescues injured motorcycle riders with medical training, and then teaches and mentors other motorcycle riders. So that's a constraint for me when it comes to what I do here on this channel and what I do when it comes to motorcycle training. Like, so if there's something out there that I want to do that does not meet that constraint, those principles, I do not do it. Now, that's where a lot of the cognitive dissonance comes in. 'Cause it's like, I really want to do this. Does it match the principles? If it's no, it's a no. If it's a yes, let's do it. And that's really what it is when it comes to the smart rider principles and what I do here. And so when it comes to the situation with my dog, I put myself on a constraint when it comes to relationships and when it comes to my own personal boundaries, when it comes to everything like this. So I have a vacation that I've planned for about 2 months, 3 months, something like that. I already booked it, everything. Basically spent $600. Let's say it's $600 on an Airbnb. How about that? And it's this weekend. So, and it's in Flagstaff. So I live in Tucson. It's about 1,000 feet elevation. Flagstaff is about 7,000 feet elevation. So with everything that's going on with my dogs, the whole plan was to bring the dogs. So it's her dog, but the whole plan was to bring her dogs. I know that if we take this dog with a compromised body up 6,000 more elevation when it comes to the lungs and her systems failing, even that elevation could cause discomfort, more labored breathing, difficulty breathing, just the overall issue, the stress of getting in the vehicle for 4.5 hours, and then being outside and just kind of having too much stimulus could cause some kind of event, could cause a cardiac, respiratory, whatever kind of event. So for one, the trip itself is going to cause a problem for the dog. So with that said, I already know, let's say, hey, I'm going to go on this trip. Well, my girlfriend's not going to go on the trip because she wants to stay home with the dog. So I go on the trip by myself with 3 dogs. She stays home with 1. Okay, fine. That's not a big issue, right? Like, it is what it is. You know, we are all separate lives and everything. But here's the constraint that I have is that if something happens to that dog while I'm up in Flagstaff and she's at home, that means she has to take care of the dog and the logistics and the cremation and like the absolute end of life type stuff on her own. And I wouldn't even be enjoying myself up there because I'd be a little bit worried. And then I would have to drive home anyways. So when it comes to constraint, those are the two constraints that I have when it comes to this personal situation where um, I don't want to put the dog into more distress. I don't want to leave my girlfriend to handle it alone. So now when it comes to what does this trip mean to me? Does it matter? Does it matter that I spent $600? I can't get a refund. Does it matter if that's happening? Is the trip even that important now? Like I want to go to this trip. So there's like, I want to, but then here's the principles of constraint that I have. What I want, does it meet that? And so for me, it's an easy decision of, hey, $600 is already spent. Doesn't matter if we go or not. It's already spent. Can't get it back. It is what it is. So if this dog is still alive by Friday, before the day before we leave, we're not going. If Mia is not here on this earth anymore by Friday, we'll do the logistics, get cremation going, and then we can go on the trip or not. It's as simple as that. So that's the decision making I have for this personal situation. So now when it comes to motorcycle riding, this is what I really want to do. And I'm going to take this, the whole point of what I'm doing here is that this is how I journal. I talk to my phone, I do a voice recording, and then I look at the transcript and I rewrite it. Or nowadays, it's pretty awesome with AI. I can just have it summarize my points and I can start chatting from there. So I'm doing this openly with you. I want to see if this works for you guys too. And so when it comes to constraints, when it comes to motorcycle riding itself, that's I shared the personal way of how I handle some things, big and small, with motorcycle riding. You have to have a set of principles or goals or some kind of vision when it comes to what kind of rider you want to be. I want this. Does it match this? Well, if you don't have a set of principles yet, the thing that you start with is like, who do you want to be? What's your vision of what kind of motorcycle rider you want to be? And for me personally, I want to be the motorcycle rider that does not get in close calls. I didn't say crashes because I don't want to have a crash, but I don't want to even have close calls because close calls turn into crashes. Crashes aren't close calls. You have to be getting into a close call to get to a crash. So I don't even want to have close calls. So what do I need to do in order to be this kind of rider to where I don't have close calls? I need to have prediction skills. I need to understand driver behavior. I need to have a higher skill set when it comes to how I handle this motorcycle. I need to, ride in less risky situations. I need to not be a risk to myself. I need to ride within my limits. So there's all these different things that I have to do. And that's why I created the Smart Rider Principles and all the educational materials that I currently have. I develop everything based on that. So that's who I want to be. And so that's what I want to be. I set up constraints. So that means if I don't want to have close call, I will. You can have close call. A big reason for people to have close calls is because speeding. So the constraint is I will not speed. I want to speed on this section. I want to have fun. I want the ego. I want all this stuff. It's like the adrenaline rush that goes against my set of principles of being a smart rider. So I choose the constraint of not speeding. So that's an easy choice now. The hard part is inside your head with the cognitive dissonance is I want to do it. It's not that I can't, it's that I choose not to. And it's this constant battle with things. Road rage. This person's pissing me off. I want to flip them off and scream and hit a mirror. We see it all the time. The constraint is that's going to escalate the situation. It goes against my principles. I will have a close call and possibly a crash if I do this. So my constraint is don't do it. Don't have that. And so what skill do I have to do is regulate my emotion on that part. So that's the baseline of everything I do. I find out the vision that I have for it. I need to figure out what values and skill sets I need to have to achieve that vision. And then it comes down to the daily actions of decisions and choosing to choose the right thing so I can meet that vision, become that person. That's how you develop habits, and that's how you develop a reputation when you consistently do the habits. Um, but you have to choose to do that, and that's a tough thing because some people in this world choose something completely different than what you choose. And the thing is, they're sticking to their vision and values that they have chosen. Now, people choose consciously or subconsciously. Some people just get influenced to be whoever they are. Some people choose to be who they are. And so, I mean, I know there's a lot of political stuff going on left and right, religion versus this religion, all that stuff. But let's just make it something kind of black and white here. I think some of us can understand is that you can choose to be a thief or you can choose not to be a thief, like home invasion stuff, right? A burglar. Now, a lot of these people that are burglars, some thieves, believe they're doing the right thing. They have a vision of stealing the most stuff possible. They have a vision of this is okay for them to do because of whatever biases they have. So they develop a skill set to steal well. They develop a value system that justifies why they steal. And they believe they're doing the right thing. How you doing, Moto Gaga? They're doing the right thing. They believe they're doing the right thing. Because in their world, that's the right thing. In their culture or whatever. I'm against that. That's not what I believe. That's what they believe. But I can at least understand the direction they're going, and it's gonna be almost impossible to convince them to do something otherwise. So the big part of what that is supposed to mean is that you have to choose what your value system is. You have to choose what your vision of who you want to be is, and then go for it. But you have to choose in a way. For me, I don't say you don't have to. So I believe you should choose in a way that's going to benefit society and serve the community. Some people don't do that. So that's really what it comes down to. I mentioned how everything can, with constraints and behaviors and which way you choose based off principles, what's the vision you have for yourself. You either choose or it's conscious or unconscious choosing at all times. All the how to, kind of like the method of why and how I do it, makes it easier when cognitive dissonance comes in. But still at the base level, you have to make a choice. What path do you want to take and what path do you want um to go? So do you want to be a person that rides motorcycles and acts like a hooligan? Do you want to be a track day only rider? Do you want to be a stunter? Do you want to be somebody that is just unconsciously choosing how to ride a motorcycle? So you really don't know what you're supposed to be doing? Or do you want to choose a certain set of principles and a set of things um, that will get you to your goals? And if your goal is to be a smart rider, if your goal is to be somebody that gets on the motorcycle, enjoys herself, doesn't have close calls, gets home to your family, and enjoys motorcycling for the simplest pleasure of just being on a motorcycle and just enjoying it without risking your life consistently, then that's what the Smart Rider crew is. That's what all the books that I'm developing, and that's what we're doing here. So that everything that I'm mentioning when it comes to that, I'm hoping to share examples of what a smart rider is about, what direction I want to take us, and this is kind of like the method that I do when it comes to decision making, when it comes to what kind of content, what kind of books, what kind of crew I'm developing here. And so I got to this point because, like I said, it was because of my dog and a few things. But I wrote out a 38-page foundational charter for motorcycle training concepts and the Smart Rider crew, and just kind of like the direction things are going. And it's really good because like I do have a set of I have a covenant for myself when it comes to mission, vision, value, virtue statement. But I thought it was very important to have a large charter organizational kind of chart. It's what's the exact term? Because I combined multiple different things into one foundational charter, doctrine, and operating constitution, and and it's really helping direct and everything. So that's just kind of the idea that popped in my head. And I wanted to chat with you guys a little bit before we got into the crashes and close calls. And I got to chat with some of you guys here in the chat. So thank you guys for listening to me. I just wanted to share that. Thank you. I recorded. I'm going to go ahead and use that as my own little journal. All right. There it is. Hopefully AI helped write it. Yeah, it did. I mean, ChatGPT is one thing. I mean, it's great. I like ChatGPT for like just conversational, just like what I just did there. It's going to be really good when it comes to like transcribing, annotating, and all that stuff. But I've been using Claude AI, and I paid for the like a bigger version, and that thing is freaking good. Claude AI is pretty good. Like you don't get to use it as much. You get like for as much as you pay, you get a pretty short window and limit to do some things. But man, is it good! It is good. I like it. But that's helped out. It's helped out quite a bit when it comes to developing that kind of stuff. So how's everybody doing? Hog Rider, I see you're in the chat. Horovac, good to see you again. Harry also. Tremoto, thank you very much. Thank you, Mutsist. Hopefully I said that right. Mr. Big Fish, how you doing? Hobbity, how you doing? Lethal Moto. Dirty Skirts. How's everybody doing today? We do have 3 videos today. Yeah, it's still not as good as a real person. So that's another thing. Is like I use it as a tool. So I mean, I have a real person when it comes to a therapist, and I'm able to bounce some of these ideas. But I focus. You kind of focus heavily on certain things. So like think of like different friendships. You know, you have the one friend that loves the party. You have the one friend that's like super business oriented. You have the one friend that's like, you know, family oriented. You have one friend that you can confide in, and like they're really good at listening and bouncing ideas back. So like let's say you have those 4 friends, right? You don't really go to the friend that only likes to party when it comes to business growth, right? You don't go to the friend that is really amazing to listen to for going to party. Maybe there's gonna be some mix and match, but you almost have like a specialty friend. That's kind of where I'm getting at, right? You have like a specialty friend. It's almost impossible to find somebody that fits everything. So that's why some people get in trouble when it comes to personal relationships, or like, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend. They want that person to be everything, and that's too much of a burden. Pretty hard. I think men should be well rounded and be like a jack of all trades and have some expertise in some areas. I think that's how most people should be. But I say men because I'm a man and I put personal responsibility on myself first. And so I speak to my therapist. I don't have very many friends, by the way. I have like a couple acquaintances. Family is also part of it. So like if you know my personal story, I basically was alone just with a dog for a very long time after the divorce. And so like right now I have like one really good friend. I have my girlfriend, I have a therapist, and myself. So that's pretty much it. And so I talked to my therapist very specifically on cognitive behavioral therapy, how to manage emotions, and how to approach life situations with an emotional anchor of being regulated. That's it. I don't talk to her about business. I don't talk to her about, you know, ideas of what I got going on here. I don't nothing. It's like we have an hour. I'm going to use this hour very specifically with your expertise because you're an expert. Same thing with like a friend. I'll give him a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, but he's very business oriented. And so like I'm able to have business conversations with him and I get amazing ideas. Girlfriend, there's a bunch of stuff we can talk about, which is great because we value align on a lot. So that leaves out like I don't have a business mentor. I don't have I mean, I basically use ChatGPT and a few AI like it's Google, trying to understand a few things. I don't have a personal assistant. I'm not very good at writing and note taking and whatnot as much as I practice all the time. I always know there's something better to do. I never had I never went to college for writing and whatnot. So, and I never liked it in high school. So, like when I'm able to do what I just did here, speak it, I'm good at speaking. This is one of my expert things ish. I could do better, but I'm able to transcribe that and then put that into ChatGPT or an AI and be like, hey, you're my personal assistant. Can you help me um, structure what I said? So it's almost like having a human being writing down, typing out what I'm saying, transcribing like a lesson that I do, and be like, okay, let's go over it and do an after action review of this. And so that's how I use AI for that. And that's the funny thing is different AIs are different things. ChatGPT is more of like a consumer AI. Claude AI is more of like a very enterprise commercial AI, and it costs more. It does a few different things. Um, and so when it comes to like setting things up, when it in the behind the scenes of business direction, everything like that, it's like I use that for that. I use ChatGPT for like simple things, and I still even cross reference when it comes to that stuff. Um, so I've been asking the ChatGPT about the dog and keeping it up to date with trends, and then I'll go to Claude when it comes to work. So that's what I do there. My favorite newspaper comic, Mutts, a pet-friendly comic, The Simple Pleasures of Pet. Nice. I liked the Far Side comic. That was fun. Um, yeah, Claude is amazing. I use it for some CSS for the website. That's another thing is I don't know how to do any of that stuff, so I just ask it, and it does. You have a good voice. I don't know if you would be as successful without it. Thank you. Some people say I have a good voice. I don't like my voice. I hate editing my own stuff. Yeah, Horvath, I believe that too. That's why like I have to structure like whenever I ask AI to like do something with like for me like with notes, I can't just say, "Here, tell me what you think." I pick kind of like what we were talking about earlier with constraints and vision and values and everything. I find somebody that I look up to and I want uh, the AI to speak as. And so like there's certain things like I'll be like, Jordan, I want you to speak like and come from a position of Jordan Peterson. Or I'll say, hey, you have an MBA from Yale, and you are a professor there when it comes to business and finance. And I want you to come from this position when I say this thing when it comes to my business. And that way it really heavily focuses on that stuff. And then it'll just throw out like terms I don't know. I'm like, hey, I'm a student. I don't understand that term. Can you please explain what that term means to me? And then it does that. So it's like it's a great learning tool. I don't know if I can trust it, but it's just like there's things that my dad would say that I'm like, oh, that sounds about right, and it wasn't really a trustworthy statement that he made. He made it up. So I mean, it's kind of like humans too. You always have to get second or third opinions. And when it comes to business, I'll be like, speak like Alex Hormozy, and like a few other things. And in therapy stuff, I'd be like, hey, you are a psychologist of 27 years. You have run your own department. Like I just go through all that kind of stuff before I have it give me a response. That's a great way to do that. AI want you to be dependent on it, and AI don't even know they're doing that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess like, yeah. I mean, there's like codependency in relationships too. I mean, when somebody speaks to you, you almost want to be a rescuer. So if I've noticed with AI, and we're just chatting right now. We're gonna get to crashes and stuff. We're chatting with the chat here. This is a good part. Thank you guys for listening to me earlier. Um, just like in a relationship, you want to be a rescuer when it comes to like your partner when they ask you questions. Like you want to have the answer, and you're gonna if people don't have some kind of I keep using the word constraint. It's not the word constraint here, but you have to be able to say I don't know. If you don't know, you don't know, and that's perfectly fine. And the same thing with learning. But if you do know, say it. And I think a lot of people get to the point where somebody's like, "Hey, I really need your help," and you might not know, and you're like, "Okay, this is what you should do." And it's like, "Oh crap, I don't, you know, and it might be bad advice. I think AI wants to do that for you. It's like they have to have an answer. Have you ever noticed that when you talk to AI, it doesn't say I don't know. It always says I know. And here's the thing, with full confidence. And so that can get dangerous because then you're talking to an AI or a human, and they never say I don't know. Like that, are you making it up, or you actually know? Because like there at no point you've ever said you don't know. And if you that means you know everything, and nobody knows everything, and everyone trusts AI to know everything because they think, hey, it's a computer. It knows everything. No, no, no. Nobody knows. Nothing knows everything. Nothing knows everything. There's something out there that knows a lot. There's something out there that knows a lot. There's something out there that knows a lot, but there's not. There's gonna be some overlap, and there's gonna be some gaps. Always. That's why you always get a second, third, and fourth opinion for a very big medical procedure, or like a really weird diagnosis. That's why that's why you do that. You don't just trust. You verify. You can trust somebody, but you still need to verify. And that's very important. And the people that and if you have anybody in your life and you go to them for advice and they literally say, "Hey, I know about this, but I don't know about this. So I can't speak on that." And that's an interesting question because I've never dealt with that. That's something I want to learn too. So if you ever find the answer, please let me know. But this over here, I do know. Those are the types of people that you can trust. And sometimes you don't even have to verify. I still verify. But that's really interesting. And that's a good friend, that's a good family member, that's a good partner, that's a good coworker, that's a good boss, it's a good leader. If they're able to say, "I know this, I don't know this." And you can take it up another step and be like, let's say it's your girlfriend and you ask her a question, or if it's your boyfriend, you ask him a question, and he's like, "I don't know this, I do know this." A great thing to do is like, "Hey, I don't know this, and obviously you don't know this either because you asked me. How about we find out together?" Or I'm gonna look it up and see what I can gather because that's an interesting question, and I want to help you because you're a loved one. So like that's a great leadership quality that I don't think a lot of people have. I think a lot of leaders get to this idea that they have to know, and it's an ego thing. Um, and that's a yeah, it's so that's kind of where I'm at when it comes to um. I gotta reply to this. I'm doing another AD class for the staff at the church, and just asked me for a time. That works for me. Perfect. February 17th at 11:30 a.m. I'm going to be teaching an AED class to the church staff. I already taught it to the safety team. Um, oh, thank you, Harry. I know it's Harry. I remember Harry Offso. Um, thank you, Harry. So whenever somebody like comes up to me as a student or any of you guys in the chat here, and it's like if I don't know, I'll go find out. The cool thing about being text based and this kind of stuff and having time in between us meeting is that sometimes I won't even say I don't know. I just won't respond. I'll go look it up and try to find out, and then I'll respond that with the answer that I came up with. But even then, I'll be like, "Hey, I didn't know this at the time, so I actually had to look it up. Here's what I found, and this is why it makes sense." So I become the filter for your search. And so if you guys trust me and you guys like how I teach and you like my principles, that's why I built out my principles and everything we just talked about here, and how I make decisions. And so we both can find the same answer online or through AI or whatever. But I understand that you guys are coming to me with these questions so that when I find the same information you're finding, I can now filter it. I can now put a lens on it. I can now put the Smart Writer theme on top of it and deliver it this way so that, oh, perfect. That's what I wanted, and that's how I wanted it. You see what I mean? So I take that as a big responsibility, and I appreciate you guys coming to me and watching this live stream weekly to to put my layer on top of what a crash and close call looks like and what kind of training should look like. So I take that as a big responsibility, which means I have to live that example. I have to um, have a set of principles that you guys look up to, at least in some form or fashion. We're never going to agree on everything, right, Horovac? We're never going to agree on everything, but I'm hoping that there's enough similarities between all of us in this chat that there is some trust built into what I do. And I think that's with every human. I think for as many differences we all have, we have way more similarities. And it's not to ignore the differences, but it's to see those as possible strengths when things arise. I don't like being around violent people, right? I don't want to be around violent people. I don't want to join the violence, but I would love to be around violent friends when I need to have violent friends. If somebody is trying to beat me up or I'm actively getting beat up by 2 or 3 guys for some reason, who knows? I would love to have a couple violent friends that will back me up. You see, like, I don't want to be violent. I don't like it. I've had enough in my life. So I actively stay away from it. I choose to stay away from it. But I have a friend that is a wonderful man, big man, muscular man, ex-Marine, willing to fight, willing to do what he needs to do to protect his loved ones, and has no hesitation to do it. I have some hesitation to actively do it. I'll try to de-escalate first, but if it comes to the point where there's no more de-escalation and now we have to escalate, I am so happy to have that one friend there and for him to be violent. So, and then that grows me. So that's his strength. It's my weakness in some way. It grows me to where if he's ever in a situation, it's like, I will step up. I will step up and be violent with you. It's not my strength. And I let him know that. It's like, hey, dude, I'm 5'6". Like you're 5'11". Much bigger than me and everything, but I'll do anything I possibly can. I will kick some knees, bite some ankles, whatever it takes. Oh my gosh, Moto Gaga. So like, and that's the thing. So I don't know. Just wanted to share some of that stuff. We're gonna get into the classroom. Oh, before I do, let's get. I guess we're getting back to work. Look what I got. I got a nice little package here. I haven't opened it up yet, but Helite might be. I still have to do a review because I'm only gonna, like I said, with my core constraints and principles is that this has to be a great product for me to be able to promote it. But if it meets my criteria and what I feel is going to improve the safety of everyone else here, I might be an affiliate, just like I'm with Cardo, for Helite. And so I think I got 2 vests in here. One of them is coming out, so I can't share that with you. But I think they sent me the one that has it has backpack capabilities. Like it's a built-in backpack and airbag. So that's the one I probably would use consistently because I ride with a backpack at all times. And I do want to have an airbag vest. So I'll take a look at this. But I'm going to be working on this too. But I'm still going to do a review and all that stuff, and I'll give the honest feedback because that's what I do. I don't do a lot of reviews, but that's because I've given honest feedback, and people didn't like it. They didn't take it as actual feedback. So I think if this turns out well, or it doesn't, I'll let you know. But if it turns out real well, and I feel like this is more important than just regular motorcycle jackets, then this will be something that I will promote, and it will be something that I will say that is a recommendation, not a requirement, but it's Dan the Fireman recommended. So I have to do the review. I have to even open it first. But I wanted to share that with you guys. I don't have any saddlebags. I did have one on the FTR, I think saddlebags are amazing. It's just that I have like a backpack that is just already outfitted with camera equipment. And so it's like a go bag for whenever I go filming. And so like that's why I do that. Um, Saddlebags, that would be a good spot for like a Tremoto kit or something like that, or like anything that's for the motorcycle itself. So saddlebags are great for stuff that's gonna be for the motorcycle because it stays with the motorcycle. The backpack is whatever stays with me in a way. That's how I define things. I'm a black belt in parallel parking. All right, so we're gonna get to the classroom. Taking the elevator. Oh, and transported immediately. All right. We got pizzas today. All right, this thing is. There we go. Got some pizzas. Have a massive 96-liter bag. That's huge, dude. It is huge. All right. 66 of you in class right now with only 29 likes. Let's get to 50. I'm going to double check and make sure the dog is breathing, but I'll let this play. This is the MSF, how to pass, basically the past MSF motorcycle test practice questions explained. I filmed this. This is on Motorcycle Training Concepts YouTube channel. So if you guys want to, I'm not subscribed. Yeah, I'm subscribed. So if you guys want to subscribe to Motorcycle Training Concepts, we're at 43.2 thousand subscribers on that channel. That's the Pure Education channel. We do motorcycle crashes and close calls here. That's Pure Education. We're going to be filming more on that channel. Let's see if we can get to 100,000 subscribers. Let's go here. Motorcycle Training Concepts. If you guys want to, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button over there. I'm going to put it in the link. So it's an older video. I mean, you see me with the long beard, but it's basically a lot more of how to. It does have the smart rider drills on it, but I'll be posting more. It's very inconsistent at this point, but the point is I'm going to be posting on that channel with a lot of the educational stuff. So I'm going to go check on the dog real quick. I check like every 30 minutes to see if she's still breathing. It's kind of a pretty sad situation. Be right back. 10 seconds. Good to go. Good to go. Still breathing, sleeping. She's exhausted. It is what it is. End of life. Not fun to witness, not fun to watch. But that's how life works. And when I say life, I don't mean just life and death. I'm in a very psychological moment. It's been a very tough week, 2 weeks. So thank you guys for listening. But I always try to reframe everything I talk about can be applied to motorcycle riding, can be applied to basically anything you do in your life. And the one thing that I have known for a while and have really focused heavily on is grief. And grief isn't like, hey, only like a loss of life. There's a ambiguous grief where it's like, hey, I lost my truck caught fire. Now I'm grieving my truck. And some people are like, it's just a truck. It's like, no, it's a real thing. You know, a dog. Some people don't like dogs. Like, it's just a dog. Everyone kind of understands maybe like a dad or a parent or whatever. And so everyone kind of understands that kind of stuff. Some people are like, why do you care that celebrity died? It's like, because the celebrity had an impact. So really what grief is, a transition from what was, here's grief, to what's going to be. And that transitional phase is grief. And you don't know what the future is going to hold for you because you only know what is right now. And that's the same thing when it comes to learning. So I treat grief as a learning process because you could grieve and it could be good stuff. You can grieve something to get to something good. So it's like, I have this wonderful job that I really love, but there's this place that has, better benefits, better pay, better environment, have better hours, everything. You have to grieve the great job you currently have to go into something that's an unknown, but you know possibly could be better. So there's that little grief, because then you can do the bargaining of, if only my job would just give me what I wanted at this new job, I would stay at this job. It's like, I can't believe I can possibly have this job. Denial. It's like, now you're angry at your old job for not doing what the new job would do. So you have anger. And then you're going to have some kind of sadness because you go into the new job, or you're thinking about going to the new job, and you're during that phase. It's like, I'm going to lose all my friends at my old job and I got to make new friends. And then you finally get to this acceptance stage of like, I'm here, I'm doing this. And that's hopefully when the grief kind of ends. But that's the same thing with learning. It's like, I really want to learn how to ride a motorcycle, and it's like, but I have to learn all these new things, and it's like it's just much easier, and it's, my life is over here, and yeah, become a motorcycle rider, and you have to go through the little grief process. It could be tiny. You could be sad that you finished your favorite meal. When's the next time I'm going to have it? Same thing. So grief is just a great learning tool, and to understand that the emotions attached to it is just part of the process. So, how you doing, Gary? Hi, Dan. I had to check in on last break. All right, here we go. We're gonna go ahead and get into this. We've been talking for an hour. I guess we can do some housekeeping. I have a Smart Rider crew meetup tomorrow. We're gonna chat about some things. I gotta come up with a theme for it, but really, one of the big things that is happening right now is that I decided to bundle every single book I possibly have into one giant bundle, okay? For $49. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Hide that bar. So, here's what it looks like. Every single thing I have, every book. I got the rescue card, the rescue book, how to ride a motorcycle riding smart, and the Smart Rider drills. This is the digital version, $49. If it was separate, it'd be closer to $100. So I'm giving you guys basically 50% off if you just get the whole bundle. Same thing for the print edition. It would come out to about $130, $135. You get the digital with it. And then also the system of cones. This would be closer to $180 if you got everything and the cones. So I bundled absolutely everything. So now if you are wanting to learn how to ride a motorcycle, you get everything with it. So once you finish this, you can start on these other things. If you just want this, well, you also get a bunch of other stuff involved that will help you in every aspect of your riding journey. So if you guys want to grab one, either digital, the print edition, or the full edition with cones, here it is. It's much cheaper. This way you don't have to get discount codes and whatnot. This is basically 50% off of all the stuff. How to buy a motorcycle, you get all this stuff. You get the Riding Smart, you get the Smart Rider drills, you get the rescue booklet, how to buy a motorcycle, and the rescue card. You get all this stuff. So I have the digital edition, print edition, and then the complete system with the cones, and each one of these comes with the digital edition. One thing that I'm going to be adding here is that if you get any of these books, specifically the digital edition, when I come out with the motorcycle test prep guide, you're going to get that automatically added. I'll send out an email to get that. I'm going to come up with a motorcycle gear guide. You're going to get an email for that. Every time I get a new edition of something, you're going to get an email with the updated edition. So check it out. Link is at the top of the chat. That's pretty much what I'm going to be promoting. I'm not going to be promoting individual books. I'm going to be mentioning that it's part of the package. I think it's the best way to get everything. You get everything from zero to licensed to being an absolute badass when it comes to riding a motorcycle. So you get everything. All right. Challenge coin, I do want to be able to get to that, get that included at some point. But I think that's going to be separate. That's going to be separate. I want to make challenge coins very specific for the Smart Rider crew. It's very crew based. All right, guys, we're going to jump into this. We're losing people. 40 likes. Let's get 10 more likes, everybody. Let's get 10 more likes. And we're going to get started. Let's take a look. Let's get the pen out. Let's see what we got here when it comes to this video. Ooh, a collector's edition. Yeah. Because I do have like the challenge coin and the glove holder. Got the pen. Okay, pen looks good. Let's see what this video looks like. Oh, this guy is hurting.
Hey guys, we are starting out with the rider.
Oh, what are you doing?
Wasn't ready for that next turn.
No, he wasn't even ready for that turn. What are we doing here?
Tiny moment of his.
No, I haven't hit record yet, so he looks like a new rider. He's all over the place. Easy turn. Easy turn. Oh, we gotta get our knee down. Instant. I got a booger, sorry. I'll make sure I get this booger out. There we go. Before I hit the record button. What do you guys think? New rider? New rider? No, we're gonna have to be able to block that off. Let's go ahead and make sure that's 1080p. I just want to take a look.
Hey guys.
So right here, easy turn.
We are starting out with the rider.
Turned a little too hard. Already off the line.
Who definitely wasn't ready for that next turn. Target fixation.
So now he's kind of setting up here.
A bit of panic, and that tiny moment of
he's getting close to the right line.
Was enough to make him lose his balance.
Wasn't paying attention too much and got pushed out a little bit, or he just changed the lane position to middle. That's fine too. And then as soon as we get, he's kind of doing this. He's doing that a little bit. As soon as we get up to here, it's like initiated my knee to get down, body angle, and he's leaning the bike super hard. And just dumps it. Let's see the actual crash. He just leaned it way too hard, maybe applied the brakes too at the same time, just dumped it. Just straight. The speed wasn't the problem. Like, he wasn't going fast. Oh. Jeez. Let's take a look at this one real quick. Side of the vehicle. Oh, with a passenger. Oh, one sec. What was the passenger wearing? Yeah. That's probably gonna be a thumbnail. All right, what do we got here? Waving people on. What the heck? Like, we all have to make the exit. This is why you talk on your cardos, everybody. Oh, jeez. Elad, are you in here? Let's take a look at Elad's before we jump into the recording. There he is. Elad's in here, everybody. Elad's in the chat. Let's take a look. This is Elad right here. Open lane pattern. Open lane pattern. There it is. Good job with the progressive braking, buddy. And he's a cop, so he's going to pull him over. Good job. You saw the open lane pattern, right? Look at that. And I know you posted that on the Smart Rider crew. Let's see. Yep. You did. Open lane pattern. I need to do a review of it. We're going to do it today. I'll cut a clip and I'll put it in here so everyone else gets to see it. So that's part of the perk of being a Smart Rider crew member. So it's $5 a month. You can post your crashes and close calls in here. And we'll go over it, and we have everyone just chatting in here. Make sure you guys sign up. Links in the description for that. All right. All right, here we go. We're gonna hit the record button in 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we have a Moto Stars video. Let's go ahead and go through this. We're going to be utilizing the plan method when it comes to how to navigate these active threats. So we're going to go ahead and watch this person do a corner. We already saw him kind of mess up a little bit.
He loses his balance.
Let's see. So he's going to make it through a corner. What's going to happen here? Knee down. Nope. Straight up dump the bike, slipping, sliding everywhere. Cars were coming. Thankfully, we didn't panic. We're going to go ahead and rescue our buddy. Why do you guys think that happened? It wasn't going super fast, and we still dumped the bike. So what's the biggest thing when it comes to riding a motorcycle? Is obviously keeping the tires on the ground. And how do you keep your tires on the ground? You're going to have to use some kind of traction. So hopefully your tires are doing fine. Hopefully there's enough tread on it. You're not pushing the bike past its limits when it comes to acceleration, braking, or turning. So it looks an awful lot like we initiated the lean pretty quick and pretty fast when it comes to this turn. We weren't going fast, so traction-wise, when it comes to speed, we got plenty of traction. So we're leaning the bike down. Maybe we slammed the front brake, a little bit of a panic. So that's what I'm saying. This is a new rider right here. So if you're a brand new rider, just take these corners nice and easy. Don't worry about lean angle. You don't need massive lean angle on this one. You can just kind of sit upright and just give a nice, easy throttle and a little bit of counter steering. I think what we did here is we initiated a lot of counter steering, like immediately with some brakes, and it dumped the bike. So you can practice all of this kind of stuff in a parking lot. You're going to learn directional steering, counter steering with some kind of Moto Gymkhana version of a cone pattern type thing. That's what I have when it comes to the Smart Rider drills. So make sure you guys grab this. But there is a full package. We can't have this music here. We have the full package when it comes to all these books. I have a bundle for you. It's going to save you a lot of money. Check it out. Links in the description. It comes with the digital version. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this one coming up ahead without the music. Let's take a look. So we're going around this corner nice and easy. Got the brake-free thing on. That's pretty cool. Oh, low-sided. Possibly the same thing. Possibly the same thing. So side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle. Intersections are hazardous situations. We have to assess relevant threats and navigate them. Got impacted. One second. What's this? What's this? We got a passenger. All right. So what we need to be doing when it comes to intersections, we're locating that these are hazardous situations, and we need to be able to be prepared for it. And that pattern right there, that side of the vehicle is going to let you know, hey, somebody might be coming out. So we can only do 3 things: accelerate, brake, and turn. That's it. So emergency braking, emergency swerving, emergency acceleration. So we're getting up to here. They're starting to come out. At this point, you can do emergency progressive braking, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult with a passenger on it, but these are the things that you're going to be paying attention to when you have a passenger. So you need to be quicker, but also smoother on the responses for acceleration, braking, and turning. You guys should know that if you've ever ridden with a passenger. So he needs to be a little bit quicker on the perception, reaction time, knowing his braking distance is going to be a little bit off. So apply some brakes right here. He started to swerve. Okay, you're going to swerve a little bit harder, or brake back there, or accelerate here. So having that impact and panicking when we could have been doing something high. That sucks. All right, here we go. We're telling everyone, hey, we're taking off over here. Talk on your Cardo, Pack Talk Edges. Link in the description for a discount there if you're in a group ride. Talk to each other. You don't have to do this whole thing. You can set up ahead of time. The person in the leader position should tell everybody, hey, we're taking exit 13B, before the ride happens. So the person, though, there's the impact. The person, though, behind us wasn't paying attention. So this would have been a very easy situation when it comes to not crashing. They could have slowed down, moved over to the next lane, all these different things. Wasn't really our fault here. Still giving hand signals. The person on the bike was not paying attention. There's the impact. And now we're going to have somebody on the ground. Hopefully they're going to help them out, rescue them. So remain calm, ensure on safety. Possibility of getting hit by traffic. Not good. If there's any major bleeds, stop those bleeds. Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, boy, Axel. Let's have some fun here, Axel.
To see the oncoming rider. The biker.
Okay, so nice and chill around the corner. It was a line of sight issue. Very good. There's that side of the vehicle. Good swerve. Did as good as he could. more of a swerve. Do more of a swerve if you can. Going 100 miles per hour, maybe? Oh, we have a crash. Somebody wanted to get into the Vista Point. A motorcyclist hit them. Where is the motorcycle and where is the person? I would stop and rescue. Okay, so explain what happened. Let's go ahead and explain what happened, everybody. Write in the chat what you think happened there. Okay, we were off at the stop. Okay, let's take a look. So we were taking off using a Cardo Pack Edge. Very good. Let's get to the right at the beginning. Big old group ride. We're having fun with our friends. We're at a stoplight. We're going to go ahead and take off and be like, yeah, boy, look at me. Yeah, having fun, right? Doing all that stuff. Well, what we probably did, because you want me to explain what happened, we probably dumped the clutch and whiskey throttled it. Whiskey throttle is a simple term, but basically what it is that you dump the clutch full power because you gave it a lot of throttle. Look at her wrist. The wrist is down, so she's got throttle. Dump the clutch. Instead of doing good friction zone and throttle control, dump the clutch, and now a ton of power went to the rear wheel. That's going to cause her to fall back, lose control of her hands, and now we're doing this with the hands, we're doing this with the throttle and trying to reach for the clutch, all this random stuff. The handlebars are doing this, and we're losing absolute control of the motorcycle. Dump the bike, fall down. That usually happens from a stop to go, and the way to fix that is just do nice, easy friction control, get it to the friction zone, and give it throttle for a smooth takeoff. And that's part of everything I teach in all these books. Once again, there's a whole new bundle that saves you 20 to 50% off, depending on which bundle you get. You get everything. It'll teach you everything. And this is something you do in the drills when you're out in a parking lot. Friction zone throttle control, understanding how to do it, knowing where your bike's friction zone is, so you can release it to the friction zone quickly once you understand it, and give it throttle quickly, and it's still smooth. This was not smooth. Let's take a look. That's what happens. That happens to new riders, not all the time, but this is something that can happen to new riders because you haven't developed the fine motor skill of friction zone throttle control and a smooth takeoff yet. So since you haven't refined it, this is a possibility more so with new riders, or with riders that has the skill and wasn't paying attention, is just like out there, either drunk, tired, wanting ego taken over, blah, 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 whatever, just not doing the basic fundamental skill that a smart rider does. You need to maintain your fundamental motorcycle riding skills so you don't make these mistakes even as a intermediate or advanced rider. Okay, this is a very beginner rider skill, and it's a beginner rider mistake that sometimes normal people, higher advanced people make. Okay, so don't make it. And that's why we wear gear, in case you hit the ground. All right, here we go. Hey, there's a bike. What are we doing there? See how far they slide? Where's the rider? Where's the rider?
Too much speed.
All right, here we go.
Not enough lean made it
Going a little
hard
too
for the driver to
fast.
get through the corner, which cost
Oh, going too fast in the corner, going wide, 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 hit the guardrail. What do we do here? Slow it down. Slow it down for the curves. You don't need to go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Okay, that's a nice little low side. Leaned too far. We're going to go hopefully under. Okay, we didn't go under. We didn't do anything, so that's fine. We're doing fine. Watch out for your ankles. It's a sharp turn. Little bit too far. Low side it. Take it nice and easy. If you feel like you need to make these turns with a super hard lean angle, you're going too fast. You can make pretty much every turn in the world at the right speed and never have to lean over fast. Okay, there's the side of the vehicle. Nice little, you see him almost do an endo, so a lot of front brake. It grabbed traction. This is where progressive braking really comes into play. Thankfully, he came out and said, I'm sorry. Close call. Check your pants. All right, here we go. Nice, easy right turn into a parking lot. It's a newer skill. Let's take a look at what happened, really. Oh, he slammed the brakes right there. So what's happening here? Okay. Right here. So you got a nice wide turn. This is the setup. This is a good setup. This is positioning for safety. You want to make a nice wide turn into the parking lot to get over that first initial hump, because there's like a depression or an angle for the curve or curb. And so you can get up in there and blah, 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 blah. All right, so we're doing it. Let's go ahead and slow it down just a little bit, half speed. So So he's getting up to here. You see how close he cuts it to that opening? Go, still maintain a wide turn. You start off wide, make it a wide right-handed turn. Okay, so he cut it off short, which points his nose towards the outside. Okay, you want your nose pointed into the parking lot. So that's why you go wide, nose is pointed into the parking lot, then you go. He started off wide, pointed to the outside straight, and he's going to have to make another turn to get into the parking lot. So that middle part where he's straight towards the dirt right there, that's going to cause a little bit of panic when you're still traveling. So I think what he did was slammed the brake right there. He got close to the curb and scared himself.
Kill switch it. You okay, bro?
You can't park there, bro.
That's so dumb of me, bro.
Yep.
The driver picked the worst possible place and time.
What do we do?
U-turn.
Oh, U-turn in the middle of the road? That's
Just wasn't being careful.
what we got to really... So there's brake lights. Why are we doing brake lights? Why are we doing brake lights? Ooh. That's... You got to make the swerve to the right. You got to make... Okay, somebody's just merging. Not a big deal. You either merge away, so turn, decelerate with braking, or accelerate out of it. The only three things you can do. Don't just stay there. You have to do something. All right, we've seen this one before. This guy's just going to be all over the place. He's going to get around it. Perfectly fine. Nice little swerve, but slow it down in a parking lot. All right, lane splitting. You're going to have multiple hazards. Somebody might want to switch over to a different lane. Like, oh, that was just a D-bag move. That car was just being an ass. Couldn't anticipate that one. Elad. Elad is a member of the Smart Rider crew. He's going to recognize the open lane pattern here. See how the engine RPM slowed down? He did really good progressive braking here, let them in. And he's also a motor cop in Israel, so he's probably pulling them over, I think. I don't know. But he did post this in the Smart Rider crew. So if you don't want to get the books or anything, and you just want to be a crew member, you can just join the crew and post your close calls and crashes. I'll go in there and review them. And we have a bunch of people in here talking about it. So he even says open lane pattern for the win. Absolutely, Elad. Thank you for being a great member, longtime member. Check it out. Links in the description. It's $5 a month. Here we go. Good job. Not much to say about that guy. He does great stuff. He's good. All right, here we go. So we're going around the corner with a group of friends. Anybody gonna go wide? Oh, buddy went wide over there. Now it's time to remain calm, ensure our own safety, and stop any major bleeds.
Good.
So good. Everyone's okay. So we're fine, but you need to have that skill set just in case that someone isn't okay. So check it out. I do, once again, I keep promoting because it's a whole new bundle. It saves you guys a lot of money. The rescue booklet tells you how to do it, and you get the rescue card.
You okay, brother?
With it.
You okay?
Yeah. So you can have it on hand if something happens and you forget what to do. With the digital version, you get a digital download so you can put it on your phone. And that guy just crashed, hit the curb. Guys, what are we doing here?
Situation where you could blame both sides. Even though the van driver saw exactly what happened, he decided not to stop and just drove away.
Okay, so when it comes to that, there's something that I believe in from being in the fire service. There's a duty to act. Now, as a firefighter EMT, while I was on the service and while I had my certifications, my EMT certification, there is a legal duty to act, at least in Arizona that I know of. And so I would have to. So if I got caught not stopping, I can get in trouble and possibly lose my cert. Now, I don't have any of that stuff anymore. I'm not a firefighter anymore. I still feel that there is a moral duty to act when it comes to helping. I don't believe other people need to have that. I would love this world more if more people had that same mentality of I have a duty to act and help out. I think society would be a lot better, but I'm going to be the example, and hopefully other people can do it. Hopefully you guys will do it as smart riders, and rescuing other people with medical training. It doesn't even have to be motorcyclists. It could be anybody, right? So right here we have this person turning over, switching over. The van decided to do the same thing. It's not the van's fault. Didn't see you. You got blind spots and everything. It is what it is. You need to make the choice. You're taking the risk. This is the kind of stuff that happens. Got pushed out. He could have just stayed in his lane. Didn't have to panic and didn't freak out. Could have just stayed in his lane, applied some brakes, maybe switched back over to the right lane. It is what it is. But we panicked and we hit the curb right here. Curb is not in part of the lane. So if we just stayed in the lane, it would have been fine. So when it comes to we can blame both sides. I'm not going to blame the van driver for doing van stuff. I'm not going to blame somebody else for doing their stuff. I'm going to blame myself for not having the skill set to be able to manage when other people do stupid things. And then I'm also not going to be upset when somebody isn't doing the moral duty to act when it comes to helping out after a crash. I'm going to put all the responsibility on the motorcycle rider just so that they can learn and take full 100% absolute accountability for absolutely everything that happens to them. That's what I do. I hope you guys do that too. It does suck that you're taking responsibility and accountability for everything, but really what it is that you're taking responsibility and accountability for your response and your actions. You cannot take responsibility, and you should not take responsibility for somebody else's actions and be accountable for someone else's actions. It's your response to those actions, and it's also accountability for your actions first. So that's how it is. I'm putting it on him. So what could we have done? Stayed in our lane. Could have just stayed in our lane. We didn't have to panic. So when you take full accountability and responsibility for that, what is it that you need to learn then? It's like, we should have stayed in our lane. We should not have panicked. Okay, cool. It happened. It is what it is. It sucks. I'm glad you're still alive. So now that you're alive, you can still learn. So now what do we need to learn? Okay, I need better braking control. I need better handling of the motorcycle control. I need to recognize that when something like this does happen, I have options of swerving back into the other lane or applying the brakes or accelerating out of a situation. So it lets you know when you take full accountability and responsibility of what's happening, that you now learn how to manage this situation if it ever happens again. And that's the whole point of us being in the classroom right now, is that we're not going to make these mistakes to learn. We're going to watch people make mistakes so we learn. We're allowing this to happen to them because they did it, so that now we can learn. That's the whole point of this channel.
Even though
Oof. Side of the vehicle. I love a little synth wave. Yeah. Good job. Open lane pattern. Okay. Here we go. Stop sign. What is this person going to do? They're going to kind of creep out. Hey, stop, Kia. What the I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Possibly.
How can
Possibly. You should be looking left and then right. Why would they? Why would? How? He keeps asking how. So part of this, right? This vehicle should be looking to their left to see if there's any oncoming traffic before merging. Why do you think somebody would not be looking left? Because they want to turn right, so they're looking right to where they're going. Some people just don't look left to see if there's anybody going to hit them. It's that main character syndrome of like, nothing's going to happen to me. I'm just going to do me. So my thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to turn right to go to the stop sign. So I'm just going to go, and I'm going to look that way because nothing's going to happen to me. Something could have happened. That's why you should look left. So they should take full accountability and responsibility and be like, oh, I need to start looking left. I had a close call.
You just don't.
And as a motorcycle rider, when we see that, like, this person might come out. So I'm going to be kind of cautious coming up to the stop sign for this idiot. Inattentional blindness. Yep. Here we go. Stop sign. So we're going to get ready. This is where we practice our progressive braking. Coming up to a stop sign. Hey, wide turn. Stopped. Let them do the stupid thing. It is what it is. Good job, Neil. Good job. Sucks. It's weird, but you handled it. Gosh, I miss these Sportsters, baby. Don't they sound good? There's the side of the vehicle. Ooh, a little too much rear brake. We're downshifting, getting back into the position. We're going to do engine shutoff, pushing all the buttons. What are we doing there? So I want to point out a few things, because the cool thing is we can actually see his feet. It's his forward controls. It's pretty cool. I like that. So we're coming up to here. We have a merging of lanes. You see the sign. Okay, cool. Very cool. We have a construction. All right, it is what it is. We're going normal speed. It is what it is. I can't tell. I'm assuming 10, 20, 30, 40 miles an hour. It might be a 25, so maybe a little bit fast. It is what it is. There's that side of the vehicle. Uh-oh. So at this point, go and roll off the throttle. Get ready to cover the brakes. See what's about to happen. As part of planning your ride, we located the hazard situation. Is it a relevant threat? It's in the lane, so I need to start navigating here versus waiting way up there to navigate. So what I'm going to do for navigation to put myself in a new position for safety here is roll off the throttle, cover the brakes, get ready. Get ready. Maybe you apply a little bit. Slow down here, and then I can speed up later. So I don't have to make all these crazy adjustments later. So you're starting to do that. It's not slowing down enough in time. I see the person's getting out of my lane. I have a gap opening to the right, so I'm going to go ahead and put myself in a new position. I'm going to slowly come over to the right because I know that this gap is going to either increase or I can make that gap now. If they just stop, I can make that gap because I know they're not going to want to put it in reverse. Most people just like, I'm just going to keep going. So I'm going to go for the gap right here. So I'm going to start doing that now. So what do we do instead? We apply, he's already pushing down on that rear brake. That's where the rear brake is on those forward controls. It's on the right foot. So we applied it a little bit too hard, and you're going to see it fishtailing a little bit. So the rear tire locked up a little bit, and it's starting to like skid. So what do you do if it starts skidding? Just release the rear brake, and it'll regain traction. There's a skid, lost traction, he removed the rear foot, it regained. So now we are in a bad gear. So maybe let's say we're a fourth gear, and we're down to, it looks like maybe 20 miles an hour. We went from 40 to 20. So now we're in fourth gear when we should be possibly in second gear. So now he's going to go ahead and downshift. You see his hand on the clutch, pulled it in. He's downshifting right here on here. So he's probably downshifting all the way to first, all this other stuff. Transmission is starting to act a little funny, starting to be a little weird. So he's going to immediately go towards the engine shutoff right here, which is interesting. You don't need to do that. You could just keep the clutch pulled in, get it into second gear. There's no gear indicator on this bike. But you're going to just go all the way down to first and then click it into second. And now you're in second gear. You're going about 20 miles an hour, friction zone, throttle control to get yourself going. Here we go. So we're going to go ahead and make it around this turn. Very good. We got a sharp turn up ahead. Oh, we applied a lot of front brake. A lot of front brake there. A little scary. Open lane pattern. Anybody going to come out from the left to the right? Because our lane, there it is. You guys witness it all the time. Eli did a great job earlier in the video. Saw that. Didn't get pissed because he's a cop and he was able to pull him over. I saw the lights go on, Eli. You got the red and blues going. So you got to do something a little bit extra, but yeah, you don't have to do that part. All right. Oh, open lane pattern. Good job braking. 1 second. No. Good job braking. So nice, easy, chill. He's got his knees up, so it might be a little scooter. It's cold out. He's got the little wind guards, basically. It's a little bit rainy, so weather, kind of scary. So we're thinking about that. If it's a wet road, ooh. So good job on the braking on a wet road. So this is really good progressive braking. He was able to stop right there, and he started moving towards the open spot. Dude, I can't say your name, but you did a good job. Good job.
Ne yapıyorsun dayı sen?
Good job.
Çarpsam ne olacak? Ya dayı ben bu insanları anlamıyorum.
And he's got his motorcycle GPS right there. Perfect. Oh, we're on a track having some fun. 170 kilometers an hour. Low-sided, but what's 170? 106 miles per hour, basically. He was going about 112-ish. A little low side, not a big deal. You do that on the track. Oh, please swerve. Oh my gosh, he waited to the last second to swerve on that one. And he's going to do a nice little U-turn. But right here, we have that location of a hazardous situation. We have a car turning in front of us. It's hard to see here, but it is what it is. Is it a relevant threat? It's in our lane. It's a relevant threat, so it becomes an active threat. Okay, it's in our lane. We got to do something. Apply the brakes, emergency accelerate out of it, or swerve. Emergency accelerating into it, not a good idea. We can apply the brakes a little bit right now to slow ourselves down so we can buy ourselves an option. So we can see when it's slowing down, we'd be like, hey, we can swerve to the right. Where's our escape path? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Oh, to the right. So let's go ahead and start swerving now. Now that we figured it out, let's go ahead and remove the braking part of the situation and do the swerving part of the situation. When I say swerve, I mean swerve. There's an open lane to the right, and I don't see any vehicles. Open lane to the right, take the whole right lane. They don't want it anymore. You take it, and once you get past it, get back into your lane. Don't just switch and be like, I'm going to go right here. No, I want you to, I'm going to go not that far. You're in the grass now. I want you to go, oh, I'm over here now. Not just a simple lane change. I want you to actually go. Okay, you got to do something. Because right here, tiny little bit of a swerve. Still in our lane. Open everything. But nice U-turn. Oh. Nice U-turn. It's part of the Smart Rider drills. I can get you doing U-turns in 20-foot boxes easy if you just do the beginner exercises and the easy exercises. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. If you can do that, you are doing 20-foot U-turns easy.
Yes.
So check it out. What are you doing?
Did I hit you?
Oh, did I hit you? Oh, jeez. But did you die? Okay. Oh, that didn't look good. Let's take a look. Here we go. Side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle. It's a green for us. They should have waited, at least opened up the view to make that right-handed turn. Okay, it is what it is. Good job moving over. Oh, filming with a potato. What was that? Okay.
Wait, mate.
Cut in front of them. Motorcyclists, don't do this to other motorcyclists. Cars, don't do it to motorcyclists. Cars, don't do it to cars. Just don't do that.
They're the same way.
Yeah. Don't do that. You're not in my group. I don't know you. I don't trust you. Get away. All right, here we go. Nice little open lane for us. Anybody want to switch over? There it is. Oh, he wanted to just make that turn. You just hit me. You just hit me in front of the hospital, you dummy. Now, why would they want to do that? It's like I have an emergency. The guy in the red, I have an emergency. I need to get to the hospital. Something's happening. Well, that's why you did it. Doesn't change the fact that you did do it, though. You caused a problem. You just hit me. So I understand why. That doesn't give you justification to do it. I understand why. Be a better driver. Now, when it comes to us, we have an open lane. Everyone's going to be wanting to get into our open lane, whether they're going to stay in our lane or cut across. So we be very careful and cautious when it comes to this pattern right here. We have this open area. Everyone's going to want to switch over. You even see the gray vehicle. Watch the gray vehicle. Gray vehicle wanted to switch over. So everybody wants to switch over to the open spot. So be very careful. Don't worry about the horn. Roll off the brake, roll off the throttle, apply the brakes, swerve into the open spot if you can. In this situation, it's a braking thing that we can do. Yeah. Overall, stupid.
I'm so sorry. I did. You were in my blind spot, honey.
Oh, man, it's good.
Yeah, you're in the blind spot,
Can I
but
get your insurance, just in case? Your insurance? Can I get your insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I go ahead and get it?
yeah, she's having a rough day. Looks like she's having a rough day. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Check out the bundle in the store. Become a Smart Rider crew member. Any of the links in the description for Cardo and Rock Farm. With that said, hope you guys ride safe. And hopefully don't end up on one of these Motostars video for me to review. I'll see you guys later. All right, so there's the first video. We got another one. But I'm going to go ahead and double check on my dog. Don't leave just yet. If you are just now joining, let's get to 75 likes. We got 84 of you in class right now. 75 likes. I'm going to go check on my dog real quick. And I'll see you guys soon. All right. Everything looking good. Still breathing. All right. Just repeating Dan's word. How you doing? Harry Officer, I don't trust you. I don't know you. Go your own way. Yeah. Trust verify. There it is. Here we go. See you later, my moto. I think you already left. DJ Khaled. Yeah. God, that guy's still around, huh? Guy is still around. All right, guys. We're going to jump into this one. I'm going to try to make this kind of quick because I had to start late, so I got to edit after this. We got two videos. We got this one too. This one is a year ago. We got this one and this one. We still got two to go. So stick around, hang out, join the crew. 3, a 2, a 1. All right, we got a MotoStars video again. Let's go and take a look and see what happens. We're going to be utilizing the plan method. So if you're a brand new rider, this is going to help you out quite a bit so you know what to do and know what not to do.
As always, ride safe.
There's the crest of the hill. What's around the corner? There's a deer. Oh, crap. Not much you could do in that situation. Outside of being a smart rider, let's go ahead and pause that and wait for the plan method to disappear. But outside of being a smart rider, so when we get to this, okay, there's not much we can do here. You know, we're just cruising. I wonder if he's got a different sprocket because he's got 84 and 100 on there. So maybe he changed a few things up. So he's having a GPS speedometer basically on his phone. Kind of weird. I would try to get that fixed. But we're coming to here. We have a deer. So there's not much we could have done in this situation outside of, like I said, being a smart rider and acquiring and using personal protective equipment. This is an unknown thing. It's an act of nature, really, like a lightning strike. Can't really anticipate too much. You can be aware of the situation if you're riding an area with deer, but not much you can do other than wear gear just in case you fall, and hopefully it'll mitigate some major injuries to make them just less severe. Okay, I'd rather have a bad headache than have a brain bleed. So I'm wearing a helmet, you know, and that goes for everything else on your body. And a headache is still a traumatic brain injury. It's just a lower tier if you just have a slight headache. All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and mute that. I don't know if it's copyrighted claim, but nice, easy, chill ride in the mountains, but we were going a little too fast around the corner, maybe trying to keep up with our buddies. Not a smart idea, but he's got full gear. Like I said, being a smart rider, very nice. So we're going to come up to here. Nice crest of the hill. What do we got? What's around the corner? We don't know. Oh, crap. This is a great example, and I teach this all the time, but I never have a great example. So let's go ahead and take a look at what actually happened here. So we have a crest of the hill. What is the crest of the hill? Dan the Fireman. Crest of the hill is when you're going over a hill, you can't see what's on the other side. Simple as that. We're hoping and assuming the other side just goes straight, okay? But you don't know if on the other side it turns, or on the other side there's a bunch of cars, or on the other side that's the end of the earth, because we live on a flat earth. So you never know. So we're coming up to here. What's on the other side? I don't know. Oh, crap. So when we get up to this point and we're like, what's on the other side? Don't go fast. Assume you're going to have to turn. So go to the speed that you assume you have to turn. Because if it's straight and you slow down before this situation, thinking it's going to be a turn, oh, okay. Just roll on the throttle. But if it was a turn, you are prepared for the turn. Don't assume it's straight, because then you're going your straight speed, and then it's a turn. You're like, oh, crap. And this is what happens. Another thing you can do, typically what you see, and I don't see too much of it here, but you'll have like telephone poles. Let's say there's just like a bunch. I'm just putting a bunch. They're not this close. But then the telephone poles start doing this. Right? Like on the other side, off to the horizon. So what that shows me is that if all the telephone poles are on the right side of the road, and I don't see any telephone poles over here, right? I don't see any of that. That means the road is following the telephone poles, which tells me, hey, there is a turn. Another thing you can do is there's a link in the description for a rock form mount. I have motorcycle GPS or just Google Maps on my rock form mount on my motorcycle. And I use that whenever I ride, especially in areas I don't know. And on the GPS, it'll actually show me there's a right-hand turn. And so that I use that as a mini map. Another thing you can do is just looking at this, since there is no telephone poles, why is there trees in the middle of the road? Well, that means the road is turning this way because the trees are on the side of the road. You start to do some, thinking, critical thinking. You can't just assume. Do critical thinking all the time when you're riding. So we get up to here. There's the turn. So if we slow down before the crest of the hill, thinking there possibly could be a turn, we are set up for the turn right here. We are ready. We are going the appropriate speed for the turn right here. But we weren't. Panicked a little bit, grabbed the front brake maybe, dumped it all over the place. That's how we prevent that. All right, here we go. Intersections, hazardous area. Oh, geez. Good job not getting hit. How did he not get hit? Gosh, it's a Chrysler Pacifica. I have a lovely Chrysler Pacifica. It's pissing me off a little bit, but I love it. It is what it is. Positioned off to the right. That's very good. Now, why did the van not see us? Look at the shadow. Sun in the eyes of the van driver. We kind of blended in. Couldn't see us. But they still shouldn't be making this kind of turn. They should still be doing a wide turn. So very good that this motorcycle rider positioned himself off to the right when he's making that turn. And that's a good choice every single time you're going to make a right turn. It's a very good choice. So if he was making a left-handed turn, that would have sucked. Nice little swerve. Love it. Good job, dude. Good job. I like having the names off to the right, Motostars. Can you please start doing that? I want people to see it, because now it's over here. All right, so there's the motorcycle GPS letting us know what is going to be up ahead. Fix your GPS, it's all over the place. Maybe you need to calibrate your phone. We have a left-handed turn. You see the chevrons indicating it's sharp. You can't see much. Okay, you can't see much. You look down real quick. Okay, we're going to make a nice, easy left turn. Is there going to be oil in the road or something? There's some. You guys saw the discoloration in the road, right? Look at the discoloration right there. As soon as he touches it with his tires. Try to avoid that as best you can. It's going to be harder to see at night, and that's one of the nighttime hazards. He's walking. That's good. It's a good sign. It means his legs are working. All right, what do we got here? Big group ride. Nobody cuts this guy off for some reason. He decided that I was last one on the one left over. Blah, blah, blah. You guys all... Oh, who cares? Who cares? Nobody's hit yet. Nobody's hit. I think once you get hit, it's okay to be angry. But it's mainly a self-defense. That's the only time I ever get violent is self-defense. So if like I'm not being attacked and nobody's hurt, nobody's getting hurt, I don't need to do anything. I'm not going to be preemptive. A lot of people say the best defense is a good offense. It just means you escalate. Just move on. Get yourself a rock form, not a ram mount. Your phone's disappeared. Getting a little angry. Everyone in the group chat's getting pissed off on the Cardos because it's just blowing up in their ears. Let's just move on. What's this guy gonna do?
We'll go.
All right, let's take a look at this. Going to go fast around corners. Loving this. Interesting camera angle. Sharp left turn coming up the head up and why are we bouncing like that? Something wrong with the motorcycle? Write in the comments. I wouldn't understand why he's bouncing outside of just applying the brakes a bunch of times. It didn't look like that though. Maybe a bunch of throttle? I mean, is that like a technique that you guys like to do? I don't know. That's not what I do. Just take the nice, easy turn. Oh, we kept it up though. Ooh. Be smooth. Yeah, doing some stunting. Having a wheelie time. Oh, nice little swerve.
Therefore, it's so important to stay focused on the road.
Stay focused.
With heavy traffic like this.
It
only takes a second for things to go wrong.
We had a broken down vehicle. Nice little swerve. Got himself out of it. The green truck wanted to get back into the lane. Didn't know the motorcycle was there. So good job on the truck or the van though. Swerved around this vehicle. Watch. And he's like, I swerved around this vehicle. I could tell in my right rear view mirror or side mirror that there was a motorcyclist in this lane. I'm assuming he's still in this lane. I'm going to swerve left because I just swerved in front of the motorcyclist. And so he went to swerve left and was like, oh, I checked my mirrors too. There, he's right there. So if I swerve left, I'm going to hit him. So he swerves again right. So good job on Sir. This guy is a good driver. The motorcyclist did what he needed to do to get out of it too. So everyone did what they needed to do. Hopefully no injuries. This was really good. All right, see you later, render guy. Sharp left turn right here. Sharp left turn. You saw that, the sign. We just failed to negotiate it, and we just panicked and looked at the exit on the side of the road. Okay, you're going to target fixate on the problem. You're going to go towards the problem. If you target fixate on the solution, you're going to go towards the solution. And the solution is to stay on the road. All right, so Benner 0207. He saw it ahead of time. Drivers can't hear you. Cars are so insulated. It's super hard to even hear lights and sirens. Or you can't really hear lights because you see them, but you can't hear the sirens. And when I would drive the ambulance and the fire truck with lights and sirens, I'd have to be right on their ass and then do an air horn for them to even see me and hear me. They're not going to see or hear you. So rev bombing is not going to be the thing that solves this problem. I talk about 3 different things: emergency accelerate, emergency swerve, emergency brake. Those are the 3 things you can do to get yourself out of a bad situation. Or those are the 3 things you can do on a motorcycle. That's it. So rev bombing, yeah, you could do that, but it's not going to do anything. You're just going to take power from the rear wheel. You can honk the horn. It's not going to do anything. You're going to stay in your spot. You're going to hope somebody hears you. You're going to hope somebody is going to respond to you. You're not taking your safety and the responsibility of your own life into your own hands. You're giving it to them. It's like you're telling somebody, give me food. And if they don't give you food, you starve to death. How about you get up and get yourself food? You can ask, be like, give me food. And they're like, no. Okay, cool. I'm going to get myself food. That's what you're doing. You're asking them, hey, save my life. They could say no. You got to do something. So we get up to here. He sees it ahead of time, sees it right here. So this is the moment of response. This is the moment of response for a swerve. This is a moment of response for braking, a moment of response for emergency acceleration. One of those 3 things. It's your choice to do one of those. If you see it this far ahead of time, you could have done emergency progressive braking. You could have done that instead. And if they went out in front of you, you would have slowed down and possibly stopped, because we're not going super fast. You wouldn't have gotten hit. We could have laughed at this guy in the car. This person could have stopped. You could have slowed down enough. Go ahead and accelerate out of it now that we know everyone stopped. You could have swerved to the left. There's no traffic. You could have swerved all the way to the far left lane. Have fun. Practice. Nobody would have gotten hit. You got to swerve back into your lane so you don't get hit from an oncoming vehicle. Rev bombing's not going to do anything.
That's why you gotta keep out. Oh man.
I guess there was a car in the left lane. It is what it is. But anyways. Oh, got impacted by somebody.
His lane without signaling or even checking her mirrors.
Was it a car or was it another
Completely
motorcyclist?
And in this case, a lot of blame definitely
Car?
falls on the rider.
Arkadan çarptın, kusurlusun yani şimdi. Baksana plaka ne hale
Can't
geldi.
really tell what's going on here. I don't speak this, but I'm going to put all the responsibility on the rider. I don't know. Okay. Once again, responsibility on the rider. One sec. We talked about this. Stupid car driver did something stupid. Now it's our choice. Now it's our choice to do something. The responsibility of this action is on the rider now. Nobody's making you. You're choosing. So if we're going to speed up and we have curves up ahead or we get into a road rage incident, you made that choice. If you're not ready for that next turn, if you're not ready to get beat, you made that choice now, right now. You can make another choice and change your mind. Say, screw it. I'm going to slow down. I'm not going to do this. You can do that. You can always change your mind. All right, here we go. Lane filtering. Okay, it's green. That means you need to go. Car driver going to be... It is what it is. You made this choice to get here. So it is what that stuff, you guys handle that. I'm not teaching you how to handle that part. I'm teaching you how to handle this part. So your lane filtering. The car driver was an idiot. Decided to go and get ahead and do all that stuff. They're not supposed to do that. You're in front. Right now he's in front. He's in front. He goes, you get behind the motorcycle rider. And it turns green right here. And so in Arizona, if you're lane filtering, it turns green, you have to get back in the lane. You cannot just keep going to the front. And so what this motorcycle rider did right here was he got behind the black vehicle. So everyone, all the motorcycle riders, if this is Arizona or Utah or a different place that allows lane filtering, did it right. You did it right. So we get up to here. The motorcycle rider, the moment you see the car driver do this and you know that he's going to get up to you, so he's hitting your peripheral vision to your right, you looked right, oh crap, he's right there. Roll off the throttle, allow the idiot in, because we're in the middle of a turn, we're sharing a lane in a turn, and I don't even trust people in a lane when I'm in this lane when we're side by side turning. I don't trust that. So I'm just gonna be like, okay, roll throttle you in. Go ahead, you have a bad day. I always believe when people are acting like idiots on the road, they just have to get home to take a dump. It makes me feel better. It's like, dude, he's gonna shit his pants if he doesn't make it home. Get home, dude. I'm rooting for you. Make it to the toilet. Makes it fun, makes it easy, doesn't make me mad. Okay, we don't need to deal with this stuff. It is what it is. Now this is something you guys choose to do if you want. I'm not going to encourage it or recommend it. Here we go. We're coming up to here.
Unfortunately, this rider never explained why.
Okay, so opened up open lane pattern. We moved to the open lane. We didn't want to be side by side with the truck. We decided to do this instead. Kind of weird. I wouldn't do that with a truck or a big bus. You're going to pay attention what's ahead? No. You got to pay attention. That's all on him. It's all on him. All right, here we go. Side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle. Swerve. Good job. See what I mean by swerving? Get out of the way. Good job on that. Moto Kodo, here we go. Side of the pedestrian. Just get out of the way. That was a meth attack. All right, here we go. Oh, we just slammed the brakes really hard because a car decided to move out in front of us. Because we're lane splitting. Okay. Open lane pattern. We switched to the open lane. They shouldn't have done that because they need to turn from the right lane. But did you see how we switched from the open lane? Let's see if I can get back a little bit further. We see our lane is slow. We see an open lane to the right. We decided to move to the open lane. That's an open lane pattern from our point of view. We're back there and we see somebody do that in front of us. So everyone does it. Now, that part, idiot. That car driver's an idiot. So this is where you apply progressive braking. Brr. Stalled, restarted, first gear. Let's get going. You don't have to do this part, guys. Just move on with your day. Move on with your day. You're not going to teach anybody. You're not going to influence anybody.
All right.
Nope.
All right, sorry about that.
Oh. Okay. So let them in. Just let them in. Don't fight for it. Don't fight for it. Don't fight for it. Just apply the brakes. Let them do their thing. Go. Move on. Oh, geez. So this happened to my bro yesterday when a car pulled out, giving him no chance. Luckily, just a broken arm. Side of the vehicle. Side of the vehicle. YMCA left turner. Okay. Here we go. What are you doing, lady? The car driver created danger on the road trying to hit the motorcyclist who reacted in panic trying to defend himself or escape during a confrontation. Oh my gosh, I can't read. The driver shouted insults at him and the police punished him for traffic violations and using his phone. Him? Okay, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Alex, here we go.
This car on the right. This idiot cuts across 3 lanes directly into
Oh, he's
the
doing it
safety
after
gap
actually
grid.
do. Okay.
I've seen it coming.
So,
And I
open lane pattern.
That's why preventive riding is important, because of stupid drivers like this one.
That's right. Open lane pattern, position for safety, locate hazards, assess, and navigate. Plan.
I
Good job
say
planning.
something, but she completely ignores me.
Okay,
She
move
does
on.
it again. Bad positioning. She just drifted into my lane like I wasn't there. She simply didn't care.
Just let him in then. Let
Here
the
I
idiot
lost
be
my
the idiot.
cool a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, see, that's the thing. Being honest with yourself, I lost my cool a little
I
bit.
took this
Okay, bye. All right, here we go. Oh, no. What do we have here? What do we have here? What do we have here? Open lane pattern. There it is. There it is. There it is. Guys, you guys understand this stuff, right? You guys know this. You've been watching this channel quite a bit, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Check out the store for all the books. A huge bundle. Get big discounts, basically. But I'll see you guys on the next live stream, and please ride safe. Yeah, you see this stuff all the time. All the time. What do we got here? What do we got here? Yeah, don't assume anything while riding. Yeah, it's like, guys, I mean, I got the lights kind of like, yeah, I got like the lights. That's like a sweet scar. I don't know. There we go. The window. Somebody needs to close the window. The window blinds. Can somebody close the window blinds? Yeah, lots of crazy stuff happening in these videos. But like, you notice how like I really want to point this out. So if you're just now joining and you haven't really watched, if you're a lurker, say hi. We're all friendly here. If you haven't ever commented on any of these videos and these live streams, I see the chat. If you've never done it, just say hi. You don't have to if you don't want to. That's cool too. It's good to have you here. Either way. How you doing, Fafa? On Twitch, as we're also streaming on Twitch and TikTok right now, and YouTube's. Thank you for saying hi. I appreciate that. But what I have here is I do have the bundle. Okay, so I have all the books. So the rescue book, how to rescue somebody after a crash, the Smart Rider drills, 24 motorcycle training drills that you never have to move the cones. You just do the different patterns. Great drills, QR codes on all these things to show you how it's done. And then Riding Smart, it's a big, comprehensive, basically an MSF alternative. It's never going to really replace it because they provide motorcycles and instruction in person. But if you're the type of person that likes to learn on their own with your own motorcycle, this is a great book right here. And every single chapter has a QR code, and I go over every single chapter. You get the rescue card, you get all that stuff. There's a bundle right now for the print book, and the complete package with the cone. And then also the digital version. So you can actually have all the digital stuff on your phone. You get the digital version with every single version. So if you get the prints, you get digital too. But check it out. Links at the top of the chat on YouTube. It's in the store at motorcycletrainingconcepts.com. It's a huge discount, so you don't have to buy everything separate. I bundled everything and made a huge discount. Huge. So it's $49.99 for all the digital stuff. All of it. So you get instant download straight to your phone, straight to your computer. Comes with a PowerPoint, comes with the digital stuff you can put on your phone. It's amazing. Right now I don't do a military discount. I don't know how to set that up. There's some way to do it. I haven't figured it out. I would love to because I was a firefighter. I'd love to be able to give fire and public safety and everybody a discount. But I've made it such a discount, basically, that it's 50% off for the digital version and like 30% off for all the print stuff. But here's just for example, the drills. You can have it on your phone when you're practicing, all 24 drills. You set them up once. And the QR codes, the little QR code right there, it's hard to scan it on your phone. So if you just click it, it's clickable. And it takes you to the drill. It takes you to the drill, so you can actually practice it. Instant download, $49.99. And that's the thing, and I keep talking about it. It's like, I'm coming up with a motorcycle test prep guide for the California CMSP and the motorcycle operator skills test and some extra exercises. I'm also working on a motorcycle gear guide, so it's gonna be fully in depth how to buy gear, what to do. It's gonna have a checklist and everything when you go to the store. I got Ride Along with DanDanTheFireman is gonna have a different name where I go on multiple different scenarios: up a mountain, highway, night riding, in town, neighborhood, parking lot. If it comes out to that it's raining, I'll do a rain riding one. Same thing. It's all going to be digital stuff. It's going to be automatically added. So if you buy now, the books, the digital at least, but if you buy, once I get that digital version out, you're going to get an email, and it's going to have the new book in it, the new digital book with it. And so it's just every time I come up with new stuff, you're automatically going to get it. So if you get it now, this is the most you're going to have to pay, because once I start adding new books, I'm going to raise the prices just a tiny bit. So get it now. You get updates. Same thing for the Smart Rider crew. You guys already have access to all this in the classroom. Let me show you. So I'm working on it. So I'm working on the motorcycle test prep guide right now. But you get the Riding Smart, Smart Rider drills, and if you're a premium member, you get all the stuff downloaded anyways. And I've archived the crew meetups, so I'm going to do that. But I've already been working on the test prep guide. You guys remember this video? Yeah, it's in the test. I know that it's something you're going to want to understand while you're studying for the book. Okay. I have somebody needs to put a quarter in the internet version. It's called the safety checklist. I have a video on that. So same thing with all the other stuff.
We're going to be talking real quick about
chapter 2. All right, so what we're gonna be doing is going over some of the motorcycle controls. So check it out. Check it out. But it's on the store. We're gonna get to this last video real quick. The whole guide, digital, print, the full kit with the digital version. Get all the digital stuff of this. Check it out. It's the cheapest. It's like $99 if you buy all the digital stuff separately. So it's half off if you just get the bundle. You get everything. Drills, rescue booklet, riding smart, how to buy a motorcycle, all that stuff. Do you want help setting that up? Yeah, there's a way to do it. I got to figure it out. But if you want a discount right now, you guys are watching this. I haven't taken it off yet. Use code DanDan10 for 10% off right away. DanDan10. 10% off. I'm throwing that coupon. I don't throw out coupon codes anymore because I made the bundle because it's already massively discounted. But since you guys are here on the live stream watching, and we're about 2 hours into it, so anybody watching this after the fact, if you made it to 2 hours, congrats. Here's a discount. DanDan10 at checkout will give you 10% off anything in the store. So if you put everything in the cart and you put DanDan10, it's going to apply. So there it is. I think at that point, if you buy the print books or the full kit, that pretty much, it's basically free shipping. United States right now, I'm trying Canada, Australia, and UK, but we'll see how that goes. That also works for digital. So, I mean, it would be what? So 40, so it's basically $50. It'd be $5 off if you get the digital with that code. Instant download too. Well, it may take a while for it to set up the download files because it's a lot, but you'll get it. You get the rescue card, the digital file too. You get the picture of the rescue card. So let's see. So like I have it on my phone somewhere. Oh no, I have it on the computer. But you can have it on your phone. So it's basically, it does, so it will look like this on your phone. So you can have a rescue card with you. But if you get the physical version, you actually get a physical rescue card. Like you get the print. Check it out. Use code DanDan10 for 10% off. And let me double check, make sure that code actually does work before we jump into this last video. I know I added it. I just want to double check. I don't want to be doing this and everyone's asking in the chat and I haven't said anything because I'm paying attention to the video. Go to the discounts. Make sure that's applied to it. DanDan10. Yep. It works. So check it out. Let's do this. Do this. Boom, boom, boom. And if you are not in the United States and you're trying to get it and it doesn't work for you, the digital version is international instant. And that's the cool thing. You don't have to pay for massive shipping fees because you're international. You just instantly get it. And honestly, I just love having the physical stuff in my hand. I've always loved having physical stuff in my hand. So like the physical Smart Rider drills are amazing, but I don't bring my drill booklet to the parking lot. I just keep it on my phone. So digital is great. That's the physical book though. When it comes to like these two, I definitely like having the physical to read. All right. So check it out. DanDan10. Link at the top of the chat. We're going to do this. We're going to jump in the next one. So I'm going to share the link. So use code DanDan10 for 10% off your order. And then let's do this. And it's everything I've ever developed. All the books. It comes with all the books I have. So you're going to have rescue, drills, how to ride, how to buy a motorcycle, rescue card. Boom. And if you get it, please leave a review. I would love to have that. I would love to get your feedback. That's what a review is. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. That's what we're doing here. But please give me a 5-star at least. 5-star, tell me what you liked and didn't like. Because that will make me update things, okay? Give me the 5 stars because I said I want that, like, feedback. You know you're helping me. And you get the rescue booklet too. Digital, you get everything. You get the rescue booklet, rescue card, Smart Rider Drills, Riding Smart book, how to buy a motorcycle. That's what? 1, 2, 3, 4 books and a rescue card. What's up, Yamaha Gordo? We're going to start this one. I just posted, there's a discount for the books and everything. I just made a huge bundle that's already saving you some money. This would be $100 if you bought everything separately. You get every single book I've ever made. Instant download, digital edition, print edition, complete training system with cones. All huge discounts. And I'm giving you a 10% off discount right now using code DanDan10. And then let me know how you like it or don't like it, so I can improve the video or the videos in the book itself. Almost at the end. We got one more. 3. We'll just start. How about that? Yeah, you recommend the digital cones. You can't get. Should I make like an origami, like digital, like a pattern, an origami pattern on like a piece of paper that you can print off, and then you like fold it all up, and it's a cone. And so I just call it digital cones. It's just gonna fly away like in the wind. No, these cones are great. These are the ones I've been using for many, many years. 10 cones, see how it's like compact? And I've run these over on purpose. They're great. You get 10 cones with the kit. That's all you need anyways. I only use 10 cones for every exercise. So you're never gonna have to have like 100 cones. All right, guys, we're gonna start on this one. I gotta get back to work by editing. But here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we have a MotoStars video. This is a year old. We got some crashes and close calls. The whole point of this is that we're gonna be utilizing the plan method so that we don't make the same mistakes ourselves. So if you're a brand new rider, this is the video you wanna do and watch. And pay attention. Pay attention. If you're an experienced rider, great. If you just wanna watch people crash. All right, here we go. So we have a sharp right turn come up ahead. We see that on our GPS. Can't see it up here, but we see it on our GPS. We weren't prepared for it for some reason. Why weren't we prepared for it? Because we weren't locating hazardous situations. Our position for safety was us speeding. We became our own active threat. That's not a good thing. So that's what I was pointing out here. Look at the GPS. It states we have a sharp turn coming up ahead. It's pretty much 90 degrees at that point. But look up ahead. Where is it? Where's the turn? I don't know. This is why I use Rockform. I have Rockform. It's a sponsored link. It's an affiliate thing, so I get a little commission if you ever buy anything with my link, so please do so if you're going to get it anyways. But I use this. It's hooked up on the handlebars for my Honda Rebel, and I have the GPS specifically for this reason. I can't see what's up ahead. I think it's straight. What does my GPS say? Oh, no, there's a turn coming up. I think it's straight up ahead. What does my GPS say? It says it's straight. Okay, cool. I have a mini map here. This right here is exactly it, dirty skirts. So I know, and it's all blind. So what I should be doing when I see this and I don't see it up here is I'm going to start slowing down here. I'm not going to rely on my vision. I'm going to rely on my instruments like a pilot. Think of it that way if you ever want to. So I'm reducing my speed, reducing my speed.
Panic on a tricky corner.
Went too fast, panicked, grabbed the front brake. We should have been applying braking back then. Now we're in this position. So if we're in this position, hopefully as a smart rider, you're acquiring using personal protective equipment, and nothing bad's gonna happen to you. I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah, that's why you need to wear gear, guys. That's why you need to wear gear. Here we go. Here we go. Nice filming with a potato. You can't see much. We're passing everybody. He's gonna loop it. Oh no, there's the bike at us. There's the bike. It's gonna hit us. Did somebody pause it? No, we're just gonna go ahead and pad it. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Acting like idiots over here. Not a good idea. We're passing everybody on a double yellow, on a blind turn in front of an intersection. We're not locating hazardous situations, or we located it as a hazardous situation and ignored the gut feeling of this could go wrong. We're getting up to here. It's like, okay, cool. We passed everybody. Let's go and do some wheelies. Yeah, boy, having some wheelie fun. Went a little bit too wide, and then we get hit. You know, he crashes, and we're possibly get hit. Good job on the swerve. You see how he's swerving? Don't do stupid stuff. How about that? Here we go. Yeah, wheelie time. Gonna dump it. Oh, left knee, left knee, left knee. Oh, somebody crashed behind us hard. We're just doing dumb stuff all the time. Nice little U-turn. Practice the smart rider drills. Very nice. So we dumped the bike. That's what I was saying right there, left knee. Wear gear. Wear gear, please, because now we're going to have a broken patella, maybe tib fib, maybe have a little bit of a bruised femur on the very end of it. Up and over right shoulder, too. Hopefully he's able to walk. We got hit by this guy right there. Oh, jeez.
Even with clear visibility.
Crest of the hill, side of the vehicle, 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 side of the vehicle. Swerved out of the way. Okay. It is what it is. But you see the side of the vehicle means that they possibly could come out in front of us. See that pattern ahead of time.
Let's go ahead.
All right, drop my motorcycle around a turn.
You're going to drop it.
Stop sign.
When. Oh, that's not me. That'll never happen. Oh, here I go, making a fool out of myself.
Nice little vape right there. You see that? Yeah, get that. Yeah. Having a little bit of fun. Look at that. Okay, so perfect example of a turn from a stop. Stop sign, we stop, we make a nice, easy turn. There's a few things that we always have to do when it comes to turning, right? Turn handlebars is one of them. You have to be going forward to turn, because if you just turn the handlebars, you're just standing there. So throttle. Okay, well, how do you get to throttle from a stop? You have to do friction zone. You have to get to the friction zone, a little bit of throttle, turn the handlebars. Okay, cool. So you just do that, right? It's easy to go wide or lose balance. So now what do you have to do? You have to look through the turn. Okay, so that's going to help you direct towards that, and you know where you're going. Very good. And then also balance still, right? So if you're turning, you might want to fall in. You ever done that? So you're turning, you fall in. That's what happened here. So if you turn and you're about to fall in, what do? You counterweight to the other side. You ever seen those motorcycle cops when they're doing those cones and they're like counterweighting super far and looking pretty cool? So put it all together. What do we do from a turn from a stop? We turn the handlebars, friction zone, throttle control, look where we want to go, counterweight, and then go. Simple, right? Simple, right? Very beginner skill. You learn this in MSF. Why did we not do it here? You see where the skids started happening, we crashed way back there. Why did we not do that? Maybe not paying attention, maybe we're a brand new rider. Typically, this happens with brand new riders. It's scary, it's difficult, we're in traffic, it's like nerve-wracking. We have to go, we have to go, we have to go. There's a car coming, let's do it, let's do it. We fail, fail, fail. Do it in a parking lot first. Do it in your neighborhood first. Practice in a neighborhood. If you've never known how to ride a motorcycle, you don't know what to do, I have a brand new bundle right now. Guys, check it out. It's much cheaper if you buy the bundle versus everything. Every single book I ever have, okay? Every single book. You have the rescue booklet, how to rescue somebody after a crash. We have Smart Rider Drills. This is exactly what you should be practicing. And then the Riding Smart, the complete system with the rescue card and cones if you want to get that. But you also get the digital version. You can pick which one. Basically 25 to 50% off if you buy the bundle. Check it out. Practice, practice, practice. Guys, this is an easy skill that we are failing at for some reason.
So I was at a low speed.
I don't want you making this mistake.
Let me pick it up and see if I can get this thing.
All right, first thing first, I'm luckily alive, and now I am good. Okay, very good. I'm glad. Okay, we're gonna lean it too far, low side. There it is. Nice little runoff. Nice little runoff. That's perfectly fine. Oh, geez. Why'd he throw his bike? Why didn't he just stay on it? Why did he throw it? It's kind of weird. It's a little weird. I don't know why he did that. Don't throw the bike. Joe Republic, here we go. We're getting a little close. We're in their lane. We just cut them off. We just cut them off.
Whoa.
Oh, you're gonna get mad that they're cutting you off? You getting mad that they cut you off? Dude, you just cut this guy off. No. Be the example. You cannot, it's hypocritical to be upset with other people if you're doing the thing that you don't like them doing. Be the example. And that's the hard part, because you did what you did because you wanted to do it and you felt good about it. And you felt like, I want to do this. Like, I want to get ahead of people, blah, 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 blah. They felt the same way and they did it to you. But how did it make you feel when they did it to you? So how does it make other people feel when you do it to other people? So if you don't like it, how it feels to you, don't do it to other people. Be the example. Don't do it to other people first. And if you want to complain when somebody does it to you after that, because you're the perfect example, still don't, because you're not allowed to judge anybody because you're not perfect yourself. Just allow it to happen. Just accept it. Move on with some serenity, okay? So we're coming over to here. We're in their lane. We're sharing a lane. We just cut this guy off. He doesn't want to be stuck behind the motorcyclist up ahead.
Whoa.
Now it scares you. And it pisses you off.
Ow.
No. The responsibility falls on you and how you act.
Come on, man. What was that, bro? You gotta check your shoulder, yeah?
And I'm not perfect. I still do stuff that I define as hypocritical. I give myself some grace. I forgive myself for that. I apologize for my behavior, and I try my best to be better the next time, the next time, the next time, the next time. And I'm never going to be perfect. Nobody's ever going to be perfect. The moment they're on their deathbed, the last 20 seconds of their life, there's going to be something they can improve on. It's just life. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to get next to me. You're going to pay attention. Gotta pay attention.
Reminder of why staying focused on the road is so important.
Yeah. Everybody watch The Matrix, the lady in the red dress? Yeah. It was actually Agent Smith. You gotta be paying attention. Focus. Don't get distracted. You gotta be paying attention to what you're supposed to be doing, and you're just going straight, going fast, and there's a car in front of you. You gotta pay attention. Focus, 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 focus. And discernment is huge. Okay? You have to discern what is important. Now, the vehicle is a pretty vehicle. I like the car. It looks amazing. I love it. You're making a choice to look at that versus looking ahead. Looking ahead is important. Looking at this car is important. Discern what's the most important. What's ahead? Yeah.
This is a great reminder
like the music.
of why staying focused on the road is so important. The rider was really lucky to get out of it without any major complications.
It's so easy to get distracted. Exactly, Hobby. It's so easy. So, it's your job to have discipline to force yourself not to be distracted. People can distract you by trying to influence you to do something. Don't allow it. Have boundaries.
You can't come out. Come on. Don't freak out.
Don't keep going. Hey, you gotta stop. There you go. There you go. I would have done the same thing. I would have kicked it.
You're good. It just hit the. You're good.
I'd blame the tire too. I would do that too. I would rather kick it than it hits my tire, but still blame the tire. It's like, hey guys, I can't make it out for drinks, even though like I'm tired and I want to go out for drinks and whatever. It's like, my kid is sick. It's like, dude, you don't have any kids. It's like, well, just make something up. It's easier to make an excuse. I don't know. It is. Or you could just say no for that. But this one, I would have done that. So you can do it again, dude? It's like, I don't want my bike to get hit. I'll kick something. Oh, he's got a passenger there too.
And we recorded it.
It is what it is. Do it, do it. All right. Oh, slow speed maneuvers, slow straight line with an unstable foundation. Oh, jeez. No, 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 no. Oh. Part of the motorcycle test prep guide that I'm doing, I was about to say motorcycle operator skills test. In the CMSP, write in the comments if you're from California, you have to do a slow straight line within 2 feet. So I'm looking up all this stuff because I'm making a test prep guide on all these different exercises so you can practice on your own before you actually go take it. That way you at least have some information so you can just take the DMV test. But the slow straight line, and it's a 2 foot wide section that you have to stay within that line, right? Or is it 1 foot? I have it. I know the circle I think is 2 feet. Maybe it's 1 foot for the slow straight line. But this right here, slow straight line, unstable environment. It's gonna be messing you up a little bit though. It's gonna be messing you up. Here we go. Nice little turn. California, yes. Nice. Okay, good.
Stroke of luck here. Despite how bad the crash looked, he came out completely unscathed. It's
Okay.
a perfect example of
Keeping up with their buddy. Talk to each other on your car. Pack talk edges. Link in the description. Oh, jeez. Went wide. See, that's the thing is like you guys, if you want to go fast, practice your high speed skills on a track. If you want to practice your slow speed skills, do it in an empty parking lot or like a dead end of a street, or just like a big open street where there's like no traffic, like a neighborhood being built, but they built the street first. Watch out for nails. But that's a great area to practice because there's less risk. You're reducing risk while increasing risk of practice. You're reducing other risks and other risk factors. So here, we're taking the risk of speeding. Okay, fine. You're on a track. It is what it is. Here, okay, whatever, you do you. But if you do it here, a little bit of a failure of just getting a little bit into the other lane, just a tiny bit, huge risk because there's other cars. On a track, you're going to go into a runoff if you run out of road, or they have a big lane, a big wide lane for you to work with. So you're reducing risk by increasing your risk of trying something new. So here he went barely wide. I think you're gonna do a slow-mo. Here we go. Barely wide. He's not even in the middle. He's still in that one lane position next to the line. But you see how risky that is? That's how risky that is. Don't be speeding and testing your skills out here on the road. Test it on a track or in a closed course as best you possibly can. See, he wasn't even that far out. And if there was no cars there, he would have been fine. It would have been a close call. But now it's a bad crash, possible leg injury to the left leg. And there's a lot less sand and gravel on the track. Exactly, Blackner. There's a lot. Oh, now we're leaking. We're leaking. The California DMV in Hollywood lets you practice the safety course after hours. There you go, guys. Tip. Thank you for that. Go ahead and grab yourself a slice of pizza. Duranarana and Blackner. Appreciate it.
He's hurt.
So how do you help somebody right here? You rescue them. Remain calm, ensure your own safety. Traffic is going to be the biggest hazard here. To ensure your own safety, watch out for other traffic coming around that corner. And then if you see any major bleeds, stop major bleeds. If you're able to walk and then get to the side, get all the way off. Don't stay on the road, Hunter. Get out of there. Get out of there. And you get the rescue card with that bundle. If you get the digital bundle, you get a digital card. If you get the physical, you get the physical card.
I'm just really glad he's okay. It looked so much worse. I just saw him ram right into it. I'm like, oh my god. I saw parts flying everywhere.
Ooh, thanks, Blackner. Here we go, baguette. Got some baguettes. Hey, we got a baguette. We maybe have a person come out and try to cross into us because it's an open lane pattern. I don't know. Watch out over here. We got an open lane pattern. Look at my pasta. Isn't baguette French? All right, we're just angry Italians getting angry. Or French. I don't know. Let's move on. go. Duck V2 rider. Sharp left turn coming ahead. We're gonna low side. Ooh. Lost a little traction. Good job with the brakes. High performance machine, probably had traction control and a few other things. All right, near miss. What are you doing there, car?
Any Google Maps going through the system is now allowed, and it's also coming through yours. There must be a sort of sharing.
What are you doing?
Me.
That is like the opposite of a wide turn. He purposely made it a sharp turn. Idiot driver. Why didn't he just make a wide turn? Get up close and do a wide turn. You can never anticipate that because you can't Flintstone it back quick enough. All right, here we go. We have a pretty high view. Are we standing up the whole time? Or we have the camera on the top of our head? No, it's on his chin. Got a down rider. How do you rescue? How do you rescue? Take a look. How do we rescue a rider?
Guy was going too fast up front.
Nobody's gonna stop to help. Everyone's leaving.
It's going down out here.
See, that's, I don't get that. I don't get that. The 450 Raven, here we go. Nice little, I was gonna say nice view. Got getting cut off between semis, not a good feeling. He's probably gonna turn right. He's probably turning right. The other guy was having to cut it close, turning left. You have to give space to these. They're like giant whales. All right, so idiot driver. California, it is what it is, but that was an idiot driver move. Good job with the progressive braking. Don't do the rev bomb, not much you can do there. It's just gonna take power away from you when you might need it. So go ahead and do some progressive braking because you're in control of that power removal because you have full power when it comes to the throttle still. You don't wanna dump the clutch with the full rev bomb going on. All right, here we go. Oh, okay. Oh, good job. New position for safety, guys. Located that hazardous situation. Navigate into a new position. Keep both hands, though. You never know. Got a new position for safety. Van drifting in my lane. Okay, so drifting. I think it's more of a lane change because they don't want to be stuck behind the other vehicles like that one. So let's take a look. That's an open lane pattern. Right there. They have an open lane to their right. They don't want to be stuck behind the car. We're in the far right lane, so we did the same thing. We don't want to be stuck behind the car in front of us. So we both, the van and the motorcycle rider, both wanted to that middle lane because it looks kind of open. I can get ahead of these vehicles if I go into the middle lane, right? So we did that. We moved over. We moved over first, so we get first dibs. Okay, cool. I get it. But you're going to lose this fight. You're going to lose the fight. Law of gross tonnage, they're going to win. Okay? So we switched over. Cool. We start to see them switch over. We're side by side. Okay? So if they switched over and we were back here, let's go back. If they were already getting into that lane when we're about right here, the best thing we could do is roll off the throttle, maybe apply a little bit of brake power so we can maintain our space cushion. But since they started doing it about right here, 3 things we can do: mercy brake, mercy swerve, mercy accelerate. So we can't swerve right, that car is right there. Can't swerve left, the van's right there. We can still apply progressive brake pressure, or we can do an mercy acceleration to get ahead and out. So those are the things we can do in that situation. So back there, braking is probably gonna be the best. Here, accelerate or brake. Swerve is kind of removed. So it is what it is. You got out of it. You don't have to do that. You both did the same thing. Lane split. Let's do it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, ding, ding, ding. He just wanted to say hi. He just wanted to touch you. Here we go. Nice little intersection, hazardous area. Watch out, 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 watch out. He's riding the line. It is what it is. Bro, stay in your lane. Don't stay side by side because he's making a decision to switch into you. I love the transitions. Very nice. Oh, side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle. Slow it down, slow it down. Good job with the braking. Allowed them in. Okay. Maintain a space cushion. Found a new escape. Open lane. Switched into it. It is what it is. Whoa. All right, so here we go. Same thing. They're in our lane. Let them in. Ah, he's on his phone, distracted. Idiot. Try to stay away from the idiots. That's the biggest thing here. There we go. So same thing. They're an idiot. We don't have to pass. We don't have to. I would have given myself another couple seconds. Another couple seconds to see what the heck's going on here. Thank you. All right, first off, who waits from that? From the pump. Second, if he would just said I was waiting, I would have apologized. Clear. When you see clear, accelerate to me. Beat me. Okay.
Seriously?
Oregon. The Liquor Chronicles. I think he's a Californian, so this is an Oregonian going to Californian. You haven't been waiting for... Dude, if you're waiting for more than 2 minutes, it might be better just to find a different gas station. Waiting 10 minutes? I never would wait 10 minutes at a gas station. That's ridiculous. And then he takes his time, probably. I don't know. I don't know if that's California. It says $3.19 a gallon.
Wow, you're on camera.
How old is this? California is like $5, isn't it? No harm, no foul.
What?
Always trying to de-escalate.
Bro, you...
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Like you were gonna hit me.
Might as well just watch it.
You think that's cool?
Yes.
Oh, you're letting me know by...
Yeah, he did accelerate into the motorcyclist. That's a little... really dumb.
He got a lot closer than I did. Aren't you gonna yell at him?
He's not accelerating at me. Shut.
And that's the thing. It's like, it doesn't matter how close you are. You accelerated into me. So at this point, a thing to do
Back up. I did not deal
is to try to regulate.
this morning, dude.
That's what he's doing right now.
I didn't mean to.
Dude, that's fine.
Everybody's starting to relax.
Take it somewhere else.
There it is. And you don't have to keep explaining and talking. You don't have to. You don't have to convince somebody that they did something. You say what you want to say. They obviously have ears. They're obviously responding to you, so they obviously hear you. They're just choosing not to care. So over and over and over explain. I struggle with this. But just keep explaining yourself is not going to convince anybody. So I like what he did right at the end. It's like, it is what it is. You did what you did. I did what I did. Okay, we're done. I'm done. So it's very good. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Please grab yourself a slice of pizza. Check out the store. And I'll see you guys next week on the live stream. There it is. There it is. But yeah. Hey, everybody. Make sure you guys grab yourself the training system, the bundle. And we got the whole bundle, the print edition. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hang out for a little bit. Well, not on here. I got to get off on the live stream because I got to hang out here and do some editing of these videos. Get everything ready. We have a Smart Rider Crew meetup tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you are a Smart Rider Crew, you get the link. So join up. It's $5 a month. I go over your crashes and close calls. A great community. We're all chatting in there. Hog Riders in there. Everybody. Elad's in there. He was just in the videos today. Check it out. You get access to a bunch of stuff. Like just might as well show you. Here's the community. Access to a bunch of people chatting in here. We have the crew meetup tomorrow. I have it set up here, but I go over your crashes and close calls, general discussion, and I make announcements. Like I talked about the Helite vest that they reached out to me. They reached out to me for a Helite vest, and I have it right here. And so you guys get behind the scenes stuff, everything. And here's the calendar, or I'm sorry, the classroom. You get access to a bunch of stuff. Let's go ahead and view it as a normal member here. So you can unlock it at level 3. So just chat. You'll get you'll unlock all the courses that we have. Just everything. We got a bunch of cool members. There's the calendar. Let's go to the map. Everyone across the world. All over the world. We have members all over the world. So you might even find somebody local you might be able to ride with. So check it out. $5 a month. Link in the description. I will post it right now in the chat. Check it out. 3, 2, I'm posting it right now in the chat. There it is. Click it, sign up, have a good time. I'd love to see you guys in there. I'm in there every single day, liking your stuff, saying hi. But with that said, I got to get going. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.